mic up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast. So don't get her pissed. It's Jason talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Hello and good morning. It is the KVJ Show. How the heck is everybody here today? Yeah. Ready to go attack a Tuesday?
You know it.
Okay. Big stuff going on. How you doing, Virginia?
I'm good. I am good.
Good.
All right.
Easing into it. My headphones never work. I have to go jiggle this very delicately.
Jiggle that thing.
Okay.
It's jiggled.
You're jiggled. Okay. All right. Well, if you want to strap in, you can watch the KVJ Show too. We're everywhere. Smart speakers on YouTube. Just go and look for the KVJ Show. Or you can say right now to your smart speakers, say, play the KVJ Show. And bam, we are right there where you want us to be.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What do you think about today, Jay Bird?
Well, I heard a rumor that today is National Daiquiri Day.
Okay.
And remember when daiquiris were really kind of reigning supreme? I feel like daiquiris had its time.
Okay.
Even the frozen daiquiris, they were a big deal when I first started drinking. And they had one, was it called Wet Willie's? That was the one in downtown West Palm, out in the City Place
I think
area.
that's the one they called, yeah.
Man, I loved it. My all-time favorite drink was a drink called Call a Cab. And it was one of those
Now they have to call a Uber.
Yes, you're right.
Right.
And I remember half of that drink would pretty much put me into a different atmosphere. But why did they get rid of all those? Because they used to have a bunch in South Florida. They had them in West Palm. They had them in
They're still
Lickerdale.
around. I mean, I think they have
Fat Tuesdays.
Yeah, they still have Fat Tuesdays Beach Place in Lauderdale. You've got still the Wet Willie's that is in Miami Beach, and it's at least two I know. I know they've got one that is in Key West. I can't remember what that is. I think that's a Fat Tuesdays as well. That's on Duval.
In New Orleans, they drink a lot of daiquiris. They
Yeah.
didn't get the message that daiquiris are outdated.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's kind of a younger person's
Yes.
touristy kind of beverage. And the other thing, too, that's really hurt them is the sugar content. People are very sugar conscious now. You see all the cocktails that they're doing are low to no sugar. And
A skinny margarita.
yeah, so if you get one of those daiquiris, you have about your month's worth of sugar in one drink.
Yeah, back in the 90s, we didn't care about those things.
Yeah, people weren't so sugar conscious then.
Well, when I looked up the weird holidays, it made me think of, I think this was the first event we did as a show. We did that Wild Quest down in Key West where we had 5 listeners go down, and it was really... They were secretly recorded. They didn't know what was going on. They were competing for prizes, kind of like a Survivor type of thing. And I remember the first event we did was at a daiquiri place, and I was thinking about some of the things we were doing. There is no way we would get away with it today.
Yeah.
There's no way.
What did we do?
I think we're chugging daiquiri. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff we were doing.
It's hard to chug daiquiri because you get a brain freeze
you do.
pretty quick.
I don't know if we would ever be able to do a trip like that ever again.
My girlfriend just built a new house, and one of her things that she got was a daiquiri machine.
pretty awesome.
So I was at her house over the weekend, and she made us pina coladas.
Okay.
And I was chugging it because it was so good. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, God,
Yeah,
brain freeze. I forgot about brain freeze. Oh, my
It's a
God.
thing.
It will drop you.
Yeah.
Well, let me know if you guys want to have a daiquiri today.
I would do a daiquiri.
I'm all in.
I kind of like daiquiris,
Dude,
too.
it's the summertime.
What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
I want to go see the new Minions movie.
You do? Okay.
I was talking with Rocco last night. I think I might go bring him to see it today. His little girlfriend that we go with, my girlfriend's daughter, she's seen it already.
Uh-huh.
But it looks like it's going back to the beginnings of Gru. Do you know who Gru is? He's like the leader of the Minions.
Yeah, I'm like sort of.
It looks like it's the prequel.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to go see that today.
Bird sounds pumped.
Well, you want to get some daiquiris? Go head up to the movie theater?
They do have daiquiris at the movies.
They're real cheap too, Kevin.
No, yeah, I'm sure.
They're only $18.
They're a lot of money.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take Rocco today to go see the new Minions movie.
Okay. That sounds like a fun little adventure.
Wow, you're going to more movies than I am.
I really am. I've gone to the movies a lot recently because my kids are into it. And just keeping them entertained in the summertime is tricky. So if they want to do it, I'm like, all right, let's go.
Okay. She's broken out. Look, all of a sudden, Virginia never went to movies, and now she's just going every week.
Well, I can name 3 you've gone to. You've gone to Elvis, you've gone to Top Gun, and now you're going to go to the Minions.
And Mags went with me to Elvis and Top Gun, and then Rocco will go to the Minions.
I don't know, Kev, you want to get some daiquiris? Go see Elvis today?
I can't afford it. It's too expensive, man.
You're right. Go to the theater to get the daiquiri stuff.
Yeah, we're not going to go to the fancy side. We're going to go to the basic side.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to give a shout out to Inter Miami. Tonight is a very big night for soccer in South Florida. They're expecting a sold out crowd. They're playing a friendly match, which, I mean, I guess that's supposed to say in soccer terms that you don't care about winning or losing. But Inter Miami says that they would like to win. They've got a big game against FC Barcelona tonight at Drive Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. This is one of the premier teams in the entire world that is going to be coming into South Florida. And they bring in people like Robert Lewandowski, who's a big old soccer player. And
Lewandowski?
So, yeah, you got it right. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of big names on this team. 26 La Liga titles they've got. And so they're going to be coming in to play. They're doing kind of a North American tour. And so this is kind of a big thing to be able to get a lot of people in there and try to grow the brand of Inter Miami and soccer in South Florida. So big night for that.
Can you name any professional soccer player other than a Pele or a Beckham and that's playing right now?
No.
Yeah, I can't either.
Well, there's one big name. I don't know if you probably never heard of it. Lionel Messi is a guy that is a really big soccer player. And they're saying his contract is going to be up with his current club, and Inter Miami is going to try to get him. So they're trying to make big plays. That is apparently what David Beckham's goal is. He wants them to be one of the premier teams in the U.S. and then wants them to be a global brand as well. So they're saying they're going to put the money and the time into it to bring in big teams and big names and make soccer really something here just because of all the international influence that we have. They think that Miami and South Florida is going to be a great hub for soccer.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if me and Virginia are in the minority of not knowing any soccer players. If you ask 10 people at the gas station, would they know could they name superstars that are playing right now, I wonder?
I could pick out the 10 people that would say yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it low, though, you think? Like real low?
Depends upon where you go. Depends upon where I am in South Florida. I could go to many gas stations and every single person there would know a lot of names.
Okay, Boca.
Your average would be 2 out of 10.
Okay. Palm Beach Gardens.
0 out of 10.
0 out of 10. Okay.
Hialeah, 9 out of 10. Yeah, it just kind of depends on where you are. Like my son Cannon, talking to him, he's gone to school, and probably about half of his friends were into soccer. But they were all Spanish kids. They had some kind of Spanish blood in them.
They were Hispanic kids. Gotcha.
Yeah.
If you were on Jeopardy and it came modern day soccer players of today, would you feel confident if you had to pick some questions from that round?
No, I never even really knew of Robert Lewandowski, who's going to be there tonight. I've heard of Lionel Messi. There's only a few, probably maybe 3 to 4 names would be recognizable to me. And, that's the whole point of it is, where is it going to go here in South Florida? Where's it going to go in the U.S.? The World Cup is coming up in 2026, and that's going to be coming to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. So, I've heard this probably for the last 20 years. Oh, here we go. Soccer's really going to take off in America. And it just, kind of still keeps puttering along.
I went to a couple bars during the World Cup, and I couldn't believe how packed and how into everybody was. I couldn't tell, are they just pumped because they're drinking and they're drunk, or do they really love soccer?
It's part of it. I mean, it's the number one sport in the world. So
the rest of the world loves it.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of us are late to the game.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel late.
And
if
you go, like, for instance, I was watching some World Cup in Miami, and those bars are packed, and it's a big deal. They'll really really cram them in there. Even some, a little bit north in South Florida, you'll still see some bars packed, but yeah, it's a big deal. And so that's why I think it's going to be interesting to see if this really starts to make inroads. I think the World Cup is going to be huge. In fact, they did research on how much it means for a city, and they say that you will see a net benefit of approximately $90 to $480 million that will come into your area by hosting the World Cup. So that's going to be a big deal for, Miami and South Florida to get that in 2026. And if Inter Miami can take off, I know they're still trying to lock down the stadium in Miami. They got the temporary one in Fort Lauderdale, but who knows? They think that tonight could be one of those nights that might start to turn the tide with the sold-out stadium and some hype maybe around Barcelona coming in, that we'll start paying attention to soccer in South Florida.
Okay, I don't want to brag, but I did play a couple years for the North Palm Beach Blue Bombers when I was 7 and 8. Soccer. I was terrible at it.
Okay.
It was cool. It was fun because you get to go buy the shin guards. That was kind of neat. I liked that.
So if you can get a ticket, just to let you know, you can take the Bright Line from West Palm Beach or Miami. It'll get you to Fort Lauderdale, and they've got a shuttle that goes right over the stadium. So you can jump on that with the Brightline Plus and do that if you can get a ticket. You can go and check that out and use the summer code that they've got going on. You can get 15% off if you use Summer 15 on there when you book your trip on the Brightline. What do you think about this? Couple random questions here for you. What is socially acceptable in 2022 but will not be in 2032? Just in 10 years.
Probably making fun of robots, dog.
You think so?
I think you, especially when Cannon's older. Cannon may be walking down the aisle with a robot. I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
It's gonna be, or that robot may be marrying Cannon. I'm not sure, but we're heading to that area of robot is going to be just throughout the world.
Okay.
And they're going to have, people are going to defend them.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to get crazy. I don't know, maybe not 10 years, but we're heading that way.
The one thing that I would hope, and I don't know if we would get there, but to me, just how nasty people are on social media, and just, it's toxic. It's like venom, what people say, and that people tolerate that and they still talk like that. I would hope in 10 years, we'll get to a point, be like, you just don't talk to other people that way. You may disagree, but you can disagree respectfully and not call people names and all the nastiness that people say. And I would hope that would be the one thing. Like, there are some things now that over the course of the last 10 to 20 years that you used to do freely 20 years ago. Now, if you did that, people would, blast you, and you'd be in trouble, and you'd lose your job, and you'd get canceled, all that kind of good stuff. That I really kind of hope that would be one thing in 10 years from now. Just the toxic language that people use to each other, and especially on social media, be like, whoa, man, what's up with you?
I hope you're right, but unfortunately, I think you're wrong. I wish you could put that genie back in the bottle. I don't know if you can.
I just hope that we'll recognize that there's no place in our society or in our world for words and language like that to one another.
We recognize, a lot of us recognize it now. I mean, it's without a doubt, in my opinion, changing culture, and I don't know if it's for the better.
No, it's definitely for the worse. It's definitely not for the better. It's definitely for the worst, and you can't even argue it the other way to me. And that's why in 10 years, I'd love to see it where there's just zero tolerance for people talking to each other that way.
I'm actively
There's
trying.
no need.
I'm actively trying to get away from stuff online too, just because, to your point, everything is toxic.
Yeah,
everything turns into
unnecessarily. And look, I like hearing arguments and disagreements. I like people that respectfully say, hey, here's my thoughts and here's why, and that's how you learn about the world.
Where does that happen? Respectful disagreements?
It doesn't, and that's the unfortunate thing, because there are so many ignorant, opinionated people that
yelling.
They are yelling, and they're wrong, so wrong about that. And it's like, if you would stop being so nasty and venomous in your language, maybe you would shut up and learn something, and you can help restructure your thoughts a bit.
There's just an edge on social media.
Unnecessarily.
Your boy over here is a little too soft for.
Mm-hmm. What would you say is the greatest documentary you've ever seen?
Probably it's a tie between Ken Burns' The Civil War documentary or
Okay.
Ken Burns, the baseball documentary? I'm a fan of Ken
Who the
Burns.
hell is Ken Burns?
He makes unbelievable documentaries. I mean, arguably some of the best produced documentaries. They captivate you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen his stuff. Yeah, he's very solid. To me, I would say Cocaine Cowboys.
That's up there as well.
that's a good one.
Yeah, the original is definitely up there.
Yeah, Cocaine Cowboys. Virginia, do you have a documentary that stands out to you that you'd say is one of the greatest?
I don't know. I mean, can you call Narcos a documentary? The Pablo Escobar stuff?
No, it's not a documentary. She doesn't get the game. Kevin, I'm sorry. A documentary. Remember when you watched the Taylor Swift documentary and you hated
Oh,
it?
that was awful.
Okay.
I turned that crap off halfway through it. I'm like, ugh.
Something like that.
I didn't think I would dislike her more, but I do.
I was going to tell you about a couple alien and UFO documentaries, but this question's already going so poorly.
It's already fallen flat.
I'm backing out.
Time to move on to something else. Get away from the smart stuff. Okay, what about this? What is a unique meal from your childhood that you still crave today? I remember when I was a little kid, my grandfather, he used to make this thing. He called it biddy on a raft. And it was simply a, what do you call it? It's not like a poached egg. Is that what it is? Where you put it, kind of like the little thing you crack in there and you have water underneath it that's boiling. I think that's poached egg.
Yeah.
And so he would take that. It would still be kind of soft. And you would put that on a piece of toast and you'd smash it up. And then you had a piece of the sausage. It wasn't the link, it was the patty, and he would cut that up into little bites, and you'd have a bite of sausage with each little bite of the biddy on the raft, and he would cut that all up for me. And man, oh man, I haven't had one of those since I was a kid. I'm like, oh, I'd love to have that again.
We call that good eats, my friend.
That was good eats. That was good eats, man. I got to go back and make me one of those. Do you have a unique meal like that, Jay-Bird, from your childhood?
I do, and I don't know if this would count. I wrote down a bunch of stuff. It was the Mexican pizza from the cafeteria that I can't get anymore. I know they make a version of it still, and I did have it. It ain't like it was in '83, my friends. The super sliced pizza from back in the day. Turkey tetrazzini with the fresh baked bun, and then I made my own sandwich as a kid called the champia.
Champia, okay.
Yeah, and it was unique to Lake Park and my family.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
What was the champia?
White bread, Wonder Bread.
Yeah.
You take Dorito dust,
Yeah.
and then you put on top of the bread.
Yeah.
You would take Italian dressing, drench the bread with it. You put potato chips in the sandwich along with a ton of cheese.
Yeah.
Boom, champia, and then I would act French.
Oh yeah,
When I
what?
was
Do
a
with
kid,
your
I'd be-
Italian dressing?
I would act like
Yeah.
I would act like I was from France.
I can't imagine why they wanted to put you in therapy.
Whatever, dog. I just had a big imagination.
Did you have one of those meals, Virginia?
I used to love Jell-O no-bake cheesecake back in the day. Me and my sister used to make it all the time. And I don't ever do that anymore. And I saw it in the store the other day. I almost bought it. That Jell-O no-bake cheesecake is delicious.
Okay. I'm not
It's
sure
like
if
a-
I've ever had that.
It's like a cheesecake pudding, but you make it yourself.
Okay.
You just mix cold milk in with the mix, and it comes with those graham cracker crumbs, and you soak those in butter. And
Mama,
okay,
what are we
yeah.
waiting for?
it's so good.
You want to do this on Friday?
Totally.
Okay, you buy the ingredients and make it?
And then come in and serve you. Sounds great.
Good times, huh?
I love it. Can't wait.
Good times. All right, anything you want to share with us on any of the random questions, you can hit us up 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. How fun. You get to pick the punishment. Got an email here from a dad. His 17-year-old son is screwed up pretty bad. He said, our son took the car without permission so he could drive to a party that he was not allowed to go to in the first place because of bad grades.
Ooh.
So what do you guys think? What would the punishment be? Virginia, you got a 17-year-old that has driving privileges. Imagine that she's grounded due to bad grades, which I know wouldn't happen, but if she were grounded for another reason and she goes on ahead, sneaks the car out, goes to the party anyway, what happens to Magnolia?
I mean, I would have gone to the party the night of.
Okay.
But, okay, say you were sleeping and you didn't find out until the next day. No driving privileges for a month. You can't drive anywhere.
Okay.
And you're grounded for that whole month, too.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder how long it's been. If it was 4 grades, school has been out for a good month plus, so I assume that it was something they did.
Could have been summer school, too.
Okay.
Because you're right. It's July right now. School's so far away from...
Yeah. I'm just wondering how long that they had been punished for. Did it start right after school, or to your point, or was it a summer school type thing where they tanked it?
Was there a girl involved here? Is he going to this party because he started talking to somebody? He just had to go, Kev.
I notice that a lot of times when teens make dumb decisions, it's because someone they're romantically interested in is involved.
And at that point, if let's just say he did go to the party and he was trying to meet a girl and it worked out great, he's sacrificing all this for love, no?
Yeah, he is. And on that note, it's romantic, but
I hear ya.
if you're going to take the car, you can't get caught. If you're going to sneak out, you can't get caught.
Oh, yeah, he
blew
got
it.
caught. He got caught.
You blew it.
He's 17. How are they with punishments before? Is he one of those? Because I see how some parents punish 17-year-olds. They don't really punish them. I mean, can you ground a 17-year-old for a month?
Sure.
Yes, for taking your car, absolutely.
Take the keys away?
Yeah, that's it. You lost your driving privileges. You can't do any of that for a month, and you're not going anywhere. You're grounded for the month.
Electronics gone?
Yeah, I think for what it is, it would probably be something where the first week would be hell. Everything is gone. It's a week of reading, and first of all, you need to work on everything that you didn't do well with the grades. I mean, that's a big part of it. So I would double back and say what you didn't do well in that coursework, you need to show me that you've learned what you failed and tanked so much on the test. That would be week 1 with no TV and electronics and the such. And then you can start rewarding them as they do better and they kind of pick that up. So week 1, I'd try to correct what they didn't know. And then after that, definitely no driving privileges for a month. I'm with Virginia on that. I think that's all solid.
Also, too, instead of playing on the old video games, the first week we're gonna clean out that fridge that needs some cleaning. We're not gonna play no electronics, but we are gonna work on that fridge.
Extra chores.
We're gonna work on some stuff out in the backyard.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going old school.
Deep clean your room.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff that normally they wouldn't be able to do because they weren't home. They're going to be home, so keep them busy.
Yeah, that sounds all pretty good.
Oh, that was always the worst. If you got in trouble, you would go, in my house, you'd be put on speckle duty. You'd have to pick up the speckles in the carpet.
What about the vacuum?
We led the league in broken vacuums my entire childhood. I don't think we ever had a working vacuum. And our commode wasn't that great either.
A lot of stuff, nothing works. Not a lot of houses like that. Well, I guess Virginia kind of screwed up. She was looking through her son Rocco's lunchbox. And, you got a lot of scraps and stuff in there, clearing things out. And Virginia found these pointy rocks that were in there. And she's like, pointy rocks? We're not keeping pointy rocks.
There's a
Chucks them
bunch
out.
of them.
We could have used this for a coconut challenge the other day.
They were little. They were little pointy rocks.
So she's not having it. She's cleaned that up. Rocco, I'm sure, brings home a lot of random things every now and then. Well, he had a big old question for you when he came back down. And what was his question for you, Virginia?
I was in the bathroom, and he came in like Kramer, kicked the door open, and he's like, someone stole my shark teeth.
Oh, that's a big deal for kids, dog.
Oh, no doubt.
So he had been collecting all these shark teeth at surf camp and putting them in his lunchbox. My eyes aren't that good, so I thought they were just a bunch of sharp rocks.
Pointy rocks.
Pointy rocks. I threw them all in the trash. They were all his shark teeth he's been collecting.
Did you get them back?
I dug in the trash for him.
Oh, you got them back then.
I got them back.
All right.
But
Yeah, shark teeth are a big deal. Not only for little kids, adults love collecting shark teeth. It's a big collector's thing.
so I've learned.
Yeah, you can't be throwing shark teeth away.
I did not know they were pointy little rocks. They're actually not rocks. They're shark teeth.
I used to hate that with my family. My mom and Ann I'd have all this cool stuff and then they'd have a garage sale and sell it without me even knowing. Like, hey, that's my stuff. What are you doing, man? Well, she didn't sell it.
That's true.
You got it back.
I could probably get a pretty penny for shark teeth.
I think probably every mom has thrown away something of their kids that they didn't want them to. I know when I was a kid, I had gone to my first concert ever, And my mom allowed my dad to take me, but my mom wasn't too thrilled with the groups because they were secular bands. They were hard rock.
It was the monsters of rock.
Yeah, they were they weren't just so they had the monster imagery. So it
They
has
were
monster in the
monsters.
name. There were monsters. It was Metallica, which she hated. Couldn't stand Metallica because they sounded like devil music. Van Halen was in it. You had the Scorpions were there. She hated every single band. And the one that she hated the most was Dokken, and it was one of my favorite bands. And I got a T-shirt while I was there. They had a cartoon drunken wolf wearing a Dokken shirt. He was holding a beer, smoking a cigarette, and I actually got the shirt signed. First celebrity I'd ever met was Dokken's drummer, Mick Brown.
Wow.
He signed the shirt. It was, to me, the biggest thing. I knew when I strutted back into Logan, Ohio, I was going to be a peg above everybody. I mean,
You were rocking with Dokken.
you couldn't get to my level because I'd left town. I'd met an actual celebrity. I had proof that I met the celebrity. I had a drunken wolf shirt. My social status was about to just, skyrocket. This was my ticket to the fast lane in the top of the pecking order. And so I'm looking for my shirt and I'm like, Mom, what happened to the shirt I got at the concert? She's like, I have no idea. I'm looking around everywhere feverishly. I see just a bunch of rags in the corner. I ignore them. I go back to them later and realize my mom washed her minivan with my Dokken shirt. It was ruined. It was muddy. The signature from Mick Brown had worn off of the shirt. It was completely useless and invaluable.
It just said Mick Bro.
And she was like, oh, I didn't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, right, you didn't know, Mom. Come on. I mean, she didn't throw away, but it was pretty much garbage at that point. So I just wonder, and my mom never admitted to it, but I always, all the way until the day she passed, I'm like, Mom, she never confessed, but I'm like, I know you know what you were doing.
There'll be no rockin' with Dokken on my watch.
You saw that drunken wolf shirt, you couldn't believe it, and you wiped the van down with it in a fit of rage.
That one's almost more painful than having your stuff sold, because at least if it's sold, someone else is going to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Your Dokken shirt just got ruined. It's destroyed.
Gone.
Yeah, I get it, brother.
No value. I did not climb the social ladder in Logan, Ohio, unfortunately. I stayed right where I was. So I have a feeling that probably happens a lot. Did you ever do that to your kids? Have your kids ever done it to you? You can hit us up, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Now, there's something that is going on right now. It's a little bit heated in Boca Raton, and I was just kind of curious, Virginia, if you saw the point for this and agreed as a mom yourself with a young child. They've got an amendment to an ordinance there that is supposed to increase children's safety on playgrounds by decreasing the number of adults allowed on the playground. What it means is no adults 18 years or older will be allowed to enter or stay in child play areas in county parks. So this isn't just Boca, it's throughout Palm Beach County. Playgrounds are included unless the adult is supervising or accompanying a child. It sounds like one adult per kid. They say the new rule is going to take effect in the next few weeks. They just don't want loitering adults.
That means I couldn't go.
You couldn't go unless you have claim to watching a kid specifically. Do you think this is a good rule or is this a bad rule? Because the first thing I wondered, let's say I'm with my wife. Would somebody hassle me and be like, no, sorry, one kid per adult? And then why couldn't you just claim, oh, we're a couple? How are you actually going to police this and patrol this? It seems great, maybe in theory, but is this practical?
I don't think it's going to be practical, and I don't think it's going to be something that the law enforcement actually actively enforces. Don't they have other stuff to worry about besides how many people are on the playground? But you do kind of get what they're saying. Like, if you don't have kids playing at the playground, they don't want weirdos, creepers at the playground with no kids.
But you're right, though. To Kevin's point, what if I made a girl and we love going on swings together? Swinging's fun, whether you're an adult or a child. You go on there and you're just having fun with an adult on the swing set. You now are going to be labeled as a creepo because you don't have a kid there?
Well, and I think even more than that, you would be asked to leave. You would have to leave. Law enforcement could come up and say you'd have to go. And you're right. To that point, does that mean that anyone over the age of 18 couldn't go themselves and play on a playground? It sounds like there would be age discrimination on that.
I do not like this. I think this is a heap load of problems.
It's going to be tough to enforce it and enforce it properly.
What do you mean?
But I see what they're trying to do.
Yeah, but they're doing it in a way that it's, first of all, it's not going to be accurate and you're going to offend people. A lot of people, most people aren't murderers and most people aren't child kidnappers.
Yeah.
Most people aren't.
Right.
So
It only takes one, though, to cause a disturbance at the playground.
I completely hear you, but good luck trying to monitor that. I mean, I think that's setting a, I don't think that's setting a good standard.
Yeah, I see what they're in a sense trying to do, but it just feels like you might have some problems with this. And Mike had said, good point here in the chat room, this means more Karens are going to be calling the cops. And that's what it does. Because if you know that there's this ordinance where there's, in a sense, one adult 18 or older per child per playground in Palm Beach County, and you'd be going, oh, I don't like the fact that there's 3 of them there. Imagine that you have 3 adults. You technically, I guess, if I understand this ordinance correct, you couldn't do that. And I paid attention to this ordinance because I was like, okay, wow, what if we were with, a kid? Would it mean that I would have to be like, okay, you take the kid in to play on the playground, I'll stay in the car because I can't go with you on the playground?
If it was me, Panda, and Virginia with Rocco at a park, and a Karen wanted to say, the guy with the white beard, where's your kid at?
You're definitely gone.
You're gone.
And
Go,
Panda,
get out of here.
Panda, I think, would be questionable.
That's stupid. This is a dumb rule. I hate it. It's all it does is it separates more people from each other.
There is a little bit of it that I do kind of understand, because I could see there's probably been a situation where there's some creepy dude that's like, I'm going to sit on the park and eat my lunch just because I want to. And so he's there on the playground.
Eyeballing the kids.
He doesn't have a child. And you're like, this is not for you to come and eat your lunch.
But what if, okay, let's say you are just eating your lunch because you do like playgrounds and you're not there to look at. Some people just eat a lunch at a playground and think nothing of it. You can't start doing the mind thought police and saying that person's a criminal, that person's creepy because they're having a sandwich at a playground. That's a real dangerous thing to start setting with people.
Yeah, and it probably came because you had a young mom there with a child, and there was an individual. Let's just say, let's paint the picture. It's a shady-looking dude that doesn't look like he has children. He's sitting there eating his lunch on a bench, and he's looking at the kids, and it's making the moms nervous. And they're saying, I can't bring my kid to this park because there's always this creepy dude eating his lunch here. What can we do about that?
And I had a mom tell me a story about this, and hers went even one step further. So she's at the park. It's one of those little public water parks, and the creepy guy was there. It's open to the community. It's all of this whole Palm Beach Gardens community that can go. The creepy guy's there with no kid, and he's taking pictures.
Well, now you're being creepy.
But there was nothing they could do. They called the cops. They told the guy to leave, but the guy was like, I don't have to leave. You can't make me leave. And he was right.
This is a stupid law that's going to only bring people further apart. It's going to cause so much trouble. And it is. There's a level of ageism to it as well.
Mm-hmm. I think what this does is it gives police the ability to remove somebody that would be making people uncomfortable, and they're probably stretching the bounds of safety for the people on the playground.
Just because you don't like the creepy guy eating the sandwich at the park who hasn't done anything yet.
Oh, he's looking at the kids. He's licking his lips.
Look, just because I'm just saying you're going to set you're setting a whole thing of rules that's really going to make it difficult for people to get along. And the police now, I think they can just say, "Oh, Kevin looks creepy. Let me talk to him real quick."
They would be able to come up.
Kevin does look creepy.
And they would be able to come up and they'd be able to say, "Do you have a kid that's playing here on the playground?" And if I say no, they'd be like, "Sorry, you need to have a child on the playground to be able to be here, and we're going to need you to leave and have your lunch somewhere else."
But I'm here with that woman Virginia and her husband Kevin, and I'm eating a hoagie.
I think if you're actually with the family and you're like there as a person with the family that has the kid, I think you can talk your way out of that.
Also,
if you're the creepy guy, though, with no kid and no reason to be there, and you're the one, holding your iPhone, taking pictures, I do want the cops to be able to kick that guy out.
Yeah.
Don't people, doesn't everybody pay taxes on those parks?
Yeah.
So you're going to tell a person that's paying taxes that they're not allowed to go there because you think they're creepy and they haven't done anything wrong yet?
Well, I mean, with everything that you pay taxes on, they can still make restrictions and laws about how to govern it.
Sure, but that's kind of a weird law.
Well, what it does, it gives the power to the police, and you would hope, and the police would have to have great discretion, and they would not use this unless it was an extreme circumstance where you had somebody that every day was showing up at a certain time, and imagine no mom felt safe to ever bring their kid there because this guy just had. Moms have a sixth sense of body language that they can sense when there's somebody that just might be bad. And look, you look at the world and they're very protective mama bears and they don't want to be intimidated. You would have a playground that would have no kids on it and one guy using it as his creepy lunch ground. So I think that's ultimately what it's for. But to your point, Jaybird, it could be abused and it could be really insulting to a lot of people who just want to have lunch. So kind of a note, if you're a dude like me and you want to go have your lunch, don't go plop down on a playground in Palm Beach County. They might ask you to leave.
What if you're a grandpa that lost his grandchildren and he wants to go eat a sandwich and just see kids play? It's nothing creepy. He's just filling a void. I'm just saying, good luck with that. Good luck trying to police it. And
Vince said, why can't it be a creepy woman? It could. It sounds like that. We're just in our analogy. We're just making it a creepy dude. But it could be a creepy woman that doesn't
sure.
maybe
it could
look
be
like she belongs.
Anything creepy.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not trying to defend creepy. I'm trying to defend this is going to turn weird.
It's already weird.
Well, the other thing, too, let's say that we want to make it a female situation. Let's say, have you ever seen somebody that looks like they're probably on meth or some kind of drugs?
Yes, just this weekend.
Okay. And let's say that person is in a playground right on the bench, right around with the kids, and they look like they are in the middle of really going through something that they should be someplace other than a playground for. With this ordinance, they would have the ability to say, hey, do you have a kid here on the playground? You're going to have to take your meth trip somewhere else. That gives them the power to do that.
And in that case, I mean, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I'm all for removing people
Meth heads
who
and
are acting.
creepers.
You're taking pictures of kids. If you're the meth lady freaking people out talking to nobody, yes, you need to be removed.
I think it changes the balance of power. You know, my girlfriend was telling me they tried to kick out the creepy guy that was taking pictures and they couldn't because he knew his rights, because the power was in his favor. He knew that. Now this just changes the balance of power to where there's an actual ordinance that's enforceable if law enforcement wants to come and be that enforcer.
And hopefully our law enforcement will have good judgment and only use it in extreme circumstances where more than likely this person is some kind of threat to children and probably shouldn't be around them.
Flat top cop hasn't slept for a couple nights. I'm sure. I'm sure he's gonna handle it great, Kev.
Yeah. All right. Any thoughts on it? Good idea or bad idea? Suits can put up a poll in the KVJ TV chat. What do you like about this new Palm Beach County ordinance, saying that you've got to have a kid to be on the playground as an adult 18 or older? Good idea or bad idea? We'll get your thoughts. You can go to YouTube and look for the KVJ Show. While you're there, make sure you subscribe. Wow, it's really split down the middle talking about this new amendment to an ordinance in Palm Beach County that is supposed to increase children's safety on playgrounds by decreasing the number of adults. No adults 18 or older will be allowed to enter or stay in child play areas in county parks, such as playgrounds, unless the adult is supervising or accompanying a child. Going to be taking hold here in the next few weeks, so it's not in place just yet. What do you think of this new ordinance? Good idea, bad idea? 55% of people in the KVJ TV chat room think it's a good idea. 45% think it is a bad idea. And I think it really just comes down to the enforcement. Somebody texted in and said, you know, I think this law is 100% to get rid of the homeless people in the parks. Could be there's maybe just adults that, you know, would say, I'm allowed to go wherever I want. It's a free country. And you know, so they'll be around children and mama bears that might be out on the playground with their kids and protective and feeling nervous, don't want the person there.
Look, if an adult's acting a fool and acting all weird, yeah, you boot him out of there. But if a guy and a girl's there swinging on the swings and they're not bothering anybody and someone tries to enforce the rule, that's when it's sucky and stupid. We all agree the creepos need to go.
So many of our laws are about the enforcement. That's why I put such an appreciation on law enforcement because they have such a tough job because they have to, in the moment,
Discretion.
use discretion to make a good judgment. And they have certain ordinances to their power to say, I have the power vested in me by this ordinance to make a decision that this person here is up to no good and needs to leave. And then we always see the problems with somebody who has a camera. There's usually a Karen involved, and there's all kinds of hell breaking loose. Now, Carmen Cita had a good point, too. She said, I have a friend that works in the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department, and she was talking about there are increasing amounts of calls for child trafficking in the county. So maybe it's to help with that.
Yeah, I saw a super creepy video on TikTok, and it was of a woman trying to lure kids into a car, and who knows what she was going to do after she got them. She didn't get them, but it wasn't a dude. It was a woman trying to lure these kids into the back of her car.
Yeah.
They were not her kids.
Yeah, evilness doesn't know.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It can be creepy and you can be either gender, and that's what I'm saying.
So I guess an ordinance like this would help you clear out people that might be questionable.
Look,
Totally.
it comes back down to the rule of hashtag be cool. If everyone's hashtag be cool, this ain't going to be a problem. That includes the cops, the people at the park, the parents. Everyone's got to be cool. Good luck with that.
Yeah. Well, this was awesome. Virginia found the Dawkins shirt that I was talking about. That's exactly it. You can actually buy it online, the one that my mom washed her van with.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And,
That drunken wolf is a mother's nightmare.
it is when you've already got a kid with a mullet that is causing problems and he's smoking cool menthols.
Jesus' mom would look at that and go,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I am washing my minivan with this thing.
Yeah, she was. So that's what the shirt looked like. Thank you, Virginia. If you ever want to see the visuals behind KVJ, you can watch us on YouTube, either on your flat screen TVs or your mobile devices. Go to YouTube and look for the KVJ Show.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, Lady Gaga is talking about medical issues that she's been going through, opening up about fibromyalgia and depression and anxiety and chronic pain. She says she's dealt with a lot of this stuff all of her life, and at one point didn't think she'd be able to get back on the stage due to health issues, but through treatment and help and support and medical treatment, she said she was finally able to get past a lot of that. So giving hope to those that deal with that. Fibromyalgia sounds awful.
I remember they were running a bunch of commercials about that.
I think it just makes like everything inside of you hurt.
Okay, that's
And
not fun.
There's not a lot you can do about it. You just have to muscle
that's
through
terrible.
it. Like, can you imagine just every day the fibromyalgia's got you?
It happens twice a day during the weekdays.
You're in it now.
During the day, baby.
Thank you for sharing your truth. This is kind of a funny story. So, Arnold Schwarzenegger is being accused of farting in the face of an actress on set.
On purpose and with malice intent, Virginia. And this was years ago.
I guess this is an actress by the name of Miriam, who I guess was in Harry Potter back in the day. Do we know her?
They did a movie called End of Days. And I guess, first of all, she didn't like him. She said he was full of himself. He was full of something else, too. And he farted in her face on purpose and was kind of cavalier about it.
Oh my gosh. This is diabolical. Let's hear her truth.
Okay, so this is the woman Miriam.
Yes.
You're talking about here. Okay, let me see here. Okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, maybe?
Okay. I don't see that one.
Uh-oh.
I'll have Denny's find it for me.
All right, well, we're getting
We
it.
need this. I mean, this is the kind of fart audio that the KVJ show lives for and needs.
Huh.
Denny's is looking it up.
All right, keep going. Well, we'll find it. You need to hear it.
In the meantime, though, I don't know if you saw the viral video of Drew Barrymore. Everybody is recreating this now, and this is pretty funny. So Drew Barrymore, I guess it was raining outside, and she went outside, and she's just having a moment. She's encouraging all of us to take these moments when it's raining outside. Just go out and let the rain fall on you.
Yeah.
It went viral.
Drinking life.
It's big time going viral. Everybody's recreating it, so
she's right. You know, it may be cheesy and hokey the way she recreated it, but it's freeing, Kevin, to go out and let the rain just fall on you.
Yeah, I hear you. There's a piece to it, I guess, if that's your thing.
And finally here, it looks like your boy Elon Musk was on vacation sunning himself on a yacht. Have you seen him naked or nearly naked?
Elon Musk?
Whoa.
No.
I mean, talk about in need of a spray tan.
Oh, really?
He blends
white
right
guy,
in
huh?
with the crisp white boat. So shockingly pale. Wow. And I guess we have the
it was in there. It just was labeled with Harry Potter instead of the woman's name.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right, here we go.
It was during the filming of End of Days in Los Angeles, and I was playing Satan's sister, and he was killing me. So he had me in a position where I couldn't escape, lying on the floor, and he just farted. It wasn't on film. It was in one of the pauses, but I haven't forgiven him for it.
I've seen that story everywhere today.
You're still holding out, huh?
Now, if you're Arnold, do you have to make a public statement? Do you address it?
Weaponizing farts.
I think you have to address that.
You go back and do it, yeah. Here is the actress. I didn't recognize her until I saw the photo. So after you see the photo, you may be like, oh, okay, I remember her from Harry Potter.
Look, an Arnold fart that's next level.
Brutal.
That's going to be a big one.
Oh, yeah, with what he's eating to try to maintain that size back in the day.
And if he was doing it in between takes, he's doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Wow, Terminator.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Okay, we got a couple celebrity birthdays today. Benedict Cumberbatch is turning 46 years old today. Anthony Edwards, he was Goose in the original Top Gun. He is turning 60 today. And guitarist for Queen, Brian May, is turning 75. Happy birthday to all of you. Also, we got a happy birthday to Luca, the sweetest 6-year-old in the world. Mama, Tata, Nico, and Cece have a great birthday at soccer camp. There he is on KVJ TV.
Get it?
Also, happy birthday to my amazing husband and father, to our twin girls, Philip. You are our Superman. Love, Noelle, Evelyn, and Abigail. Got a 9th birthday out to our baby boy, Bentley, from Dad, Mom, Brady, Charlie, and Poppy. Lawson, our son, has been asking constantly for a birthday shout-out. So happy birthday and welcome to Double Digits from Mommy, Daddy, and Olivia.
Aww.
Also, we got Clara turning 8 out here in San Luis Obispo, California. Beautiful town. Her and my son and I love listening to the KVJ show. So happy birthday all the way out there in San Luis Obispo.
Happy
Nice.
birthday.
It's got a good-looking cupcake there. I think it looks delicious.
Yeah. Cupcake capital of the world. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not.
All right, well, if you would like some birthday shout-outs, you can let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. From Top Gun Maverick, that is Lady Gaga. Good news, she's going to be out touring again. Has overcome her medical issues and the other mental ones that were going along with it.
And the fibromyalgia.
That does sound terrible.
Ooh.
So, going to be seeing her out soon. Coming up just a second, going to be discussing movies. Let's say you go to Top Gun. Is it a good idea or a gross idea to go in your pajamas? We'll get to that in just a second. Got Carlos on here right now, though. He's got 2 kids, age 13 and 17. Carlos on here from Boynton Beach. What up, Carlos?
What's up, KVJ? Good morning.
Morning. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Another good morning in Florida.
What have those kids been up to this summer?
The probably most exciting thing they've done this summer is both of them got braces.
Yeah, that's so thrilling.
They'll thank you later.
Oh, that's awesome. What a great summer.
Right now, they're not too happy.
No, they're probably pissed.
All right. Well, we're going to pick up their summer a bit. They are going to go to both Rapids Water Park and the Cox Science Center. 4-pack of tickets for you. Okay, Carlos?
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
All right, bud. Yeah, we got several more weeks left, but man, summer is starting to creep away. And somebody had mentioned to me they saw their first back-to-school commercial already hitting the airwaves.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, gosh, that always just kicked in, that the summer scaries, right? When you just knew it was coming to an end. I just dreaded it, hated it. There was a movie when I was a kid. It was called Stand By Me, and I really couldn't stand the movie because it was about the end of summer. And it was just, and we would typically watch it at the end of summer, and it would just always make me so depressed. I'm like, gosh, that's right, man. We're going to go back to school. This sucks, man.
You brought it up. I always ask, what's the name
Ray
of the...
Brower.
Thank you.
Yep.
Got to move quick.
Yeah. So, if you are going to a movie, is this a great or a gross idea to wear pajamas? I hear more and more people have gotten used to being comfortable while watching movies, and now as people are heading back to the movie theaters, they're kind of bringing some of the comforts that they got used to at home with them. Anything from pillows to blankies to their fuzzy pajamas. But the only thing I think about is I'm one of those people where I'm just thinking about germs everywhere. In fact, yesterday I was just reading there was a flight attendant that was talking about all the little pitfalls. You know about your tray table on a plane. You might know about don't ever hit the button to flush the toilet in the bathroom in an airplane. She said, and the people who rest their face up against the windows, I'm just like, you know how many other people have done that? It's so gross. And she even recommended wearing long pants because the seats themselves can carry a lot of germs and you're just attaching that right to your skin.
I guess I'm kind of confused because my pajamas, I would have like a long sleeve shirt and then a long sleeve pants, like a pajama. How is that any different than any other outfit that you would wear? I mean, movie theaters are gross anyway. No matter what clothes you wear, you're getting them germs on there.
I don't think it's that bad if you get home, the pajamas go right in the dirty clothes. Now, what would be gross to me, and it may happen, the person who wears the pajamas to the theater, they go home and then crawl into bed, be like, we had such fun. And then, you know, that's what I'm envisioning, and that's what gets gnarly. Or the pillow that you're going to sleep with has been on a chair at a movie theater, and so now you got on the same pajamas, using the same pillow, and maybe even the same blankie, and you're now just bringing all the theater germs back home with you. That, to me, is where it would become gross.
I don't have a problem with pajamas in the theater, though. If I saw a whole family wearing pajamas to the theater, I think it's kind of cute. It's comfy. It's cozy. I get it.
Yeah, I just don't think it's a big deal. To me, it's just regular clothes. Now, if you were wearing lingerie with a G-string and your ass cheeks are out.
Yeah, that's inappropriate.
Well, then, hey.
Yeah. What kind of movie you at?
Just made this a lot more fun.
Top Gun.
And
Gun.
the other thing that people are doing that seems to be impeding on other people, both on planes and theaters, there's a lot of similarities between the two when it comes to germs and attire, is going barefoot.
Well, that's different.
There have been people that have been shamed in photos. In fact, I saw just this week, somebody had a photo of a guy that had his shoes off on a plane. They said, just so you know, this is not okay. And they said the same thing in the movie theater when it comes to the comforts. People might be wearing slippers, maybe not even that. They'll be in their bare feet. And, you know, some people said, look, this isn't your dang home. I get you trying to be comfortable and curling up to watch a movie, and anymore, you can even lay down and watch a movie in some theaters in South Florida. But they say the shoes have got to stay on. Do you agree with that?
I do. So flying back from visiting my family, it was me and Rocco, and he was in the window seat, and I was in the middle seat, and there was nobody in the aisle seat next to me. But across the aisle, the lady over there had taken off her sneakers, and her bare feet were just out and about. She was putting them everywhere. She was putting them on the floor. She was putting them on the side of the seat. She was putting them on top of her own sneakers, but she was just barefooting it, and I was like, oh.
And the other problem is some people got really gross-looking feet. And then what they'll do is they'll walk around barefoot, and then they put their feet up so you can see them and smell them. Socks and shoes also keep smell in there too.
Yeah.
And some of y'all got some really stinky feet.
She did have cute feet, and that was the only thing that made me not so upset. I was like, well, she does have cute feet.
Some people's feet smell like dead popcorn. Bad, awful, old ass popcorn. And when that starts to happen, you got to cover your feet up.
So where do you go with people that would wear flip-flops on a flight? Is that out of bounds?
No, I'm cool with that.
Nah, I mean, I used to see that a lot.
Really, it's kind of like, I know you do. It's still basically your bare feet. And a lot of times when you're on the plane, you'll, you know, kick your feet out of your flip-flops and just kind of rest them maybe on top.
So in the last 30 minutes, I'm not allowed to go to the playground anymore, and I can't wear sandals on a plane. What the hell is happening?
I'm just asking, yeah,
You just
because
can't-
people are so anti-feet, bare feet on a plane, but you think about really a flip-flop, it's kind of like being in bare feet.
It's where you put them. I think when you take your foot out and you start putting it places, that's when people are going to have a problem around you.
If you start crisscross across applesauce on the seat, and then your feet are exposed, and people can see the bottom of them, and they smell, we're going to probably have issues.
Yeah, the thing that made me start thinking is because the photo that was shaming the person on the plane, they had their feet on the ground and the seat in front of them. Their shoes were just off, and they're sitting there with their bare feet, and that's where they said, just in case you're wondering, this is not okay. And that's where I was like, okay, well, what would be the difference if they had flip-flops on? It's not that radically different.
Well, because I feel when you have the bare foot and you're walking around all over public, that's when you get the dead popcorn smell feet. See what I'm
Okay.
saying? When you have the sandals, you're at least covering it from all kinds of bacteria. It is some protection. We're just trying not to have your feet smell like dead popcorn.
Well, the thing that I think when I see a shoe or a foot in a flip-flop is typically when a foot starts to get gamey is when it was in a sneaker and there was a sock and it was warm and there was moisture and then the bacteria starts to grow up and then you're going to have the smell. If it's been in the flip-flop since getting out of the shower, to me, in my mind, the foot's not really going to smell that bad.
It's a ventilation issue.
Exactly, yeah. That's where I think it is.
And that's, I think, why it was so shocking to me, because she full on had sneakers, but no socks. And then she took both her feet out the sneakers and was just waving them all around.
Well,
they were in the
Yeah,
aisle.
yeah.
They were on the back of the seat. They were
Right.
on her seat. Like, her feet were everywhere. And I was just like, ew.
Well, and that's exactly how you get dead popcorn feet. She leads the league in that kind of stuff. That's the worst case scenario.
Okay, well, at least we got that all sorted out on how we feel about feet and comfort in theaters and planes. All right, we got a bunch of emails here for Am I the Jerk? People wanting to know. This person asking, am I the jerk for rescinding my godparent responsibilities? It says, my niece and goddaughter has turned into the devil since turning 14. She's rude, mean, and seems to be headed down a bad path. On top of it, her mom and my sister has been going through some serious health problems. She's had breast cancer on and off for the last 10 years and has recently come back again. Maybe this is partly due to blame for my niece's behavior, but she is surrounded by love and support, and her mom is good to her. I just can't figure out why she's so terrible. My sister and I have always been close, and that is why I am this girl's godmother. But to be honest, I'm not sure I want that responsibility anymore. I'm having my own issues with finances, and I'm not sure I could provide a good home for this girl should my sister lose her battle with cancer. We have an older brother that lives back in Cincinnati, where we're originally from. Having grown up there, I just think it would be a much better environment for my niece. Should I have this conversation with my sister and ask to be let out of my godparent responsibilities? Does this make me a selfish jerk?
Oh, Lord. This is a lot to dump on a woman who's fighting breast cancer.
Right.
I mean, let's cross that bridge when we come to it. Please don't upset her right now. Like, you guys as the siblings will figure it out if she passes away. But let's hope that we don't have to deal with that. Let's hope that she beats breast cancer again and you don't have to go down that path.
Isn't that also the responsibility of a godparent, though? If you do agree to be the godparent, don't you kind of sign on knowing
do.
that if something happens, you're going to take... I mean, I'm Cannon's godparent.
Yeah.
If something happened to Kevin and the Queen, I would understand that I'd have to take responsibility over Cannon because that's what I agreed to.
It is an obligation, but I think the whole family can come together and help with the obligation. It doesn't have to fall completely on one person when somebody passes away that has siblings like that.
And that's easy to say, but not every family is like how your family is and like my family is, where they get along with their siblings and they're all going to do the right thing. There's a lot of people out there that don't get along with their siblings. And
just because a kid is being a jerky teen doesn't mean that you should turn your back on them, because a lot of teens are jerks and they still need a parent. They need somebody, and you don't just give up on them because they're being a jerk off. Otherwise, we would have a bunch of homeless teens.
The way I look at it is if you sign up for that role, you got to step up and step into that role when things go askew.
Yeah. A lot of the comments coming in, one says, being the godmother doesn't make her automatically the title guardian of the child if the mother dies. It's a whole different conversation. So
It's a legal thing.
Right. So don't rescind your godmother duties. Just be the best godmother you can and support your sister and try to help this girl through the tough adolescent stage that she is in, because somebody said, look, all girls turn into Satan at 14.
It's true.
But also, but to me, though, if you are the godparent, I think you do have an obligation to step up when things go wrong.
Sure.
I don't think it should be just this blanket title you get. Oh, you're the godparent and you only give cards or whatever. If things go down, I think you should be there.
I think you should. I think everybody in the family should.
Agreed.
And then you'll figure out who's going to be the legal guardian and all that. And hopefully you don't have to deal with all of that.
Yeah.
But you certainly shouldn't put that on your sick sister who's fighting breast cancer and doesn't need all the aggravation. You should be trying to help the situation, not back away.
Yeah. So pump the brakes and don't sweat on this. You're making something out of nothing right now. This email says, am I the jerk for leaving my husband penniless in Vegas? It says, my husband went on a trip to Vegas for one of his best friend's bachelor parties. I was fine with him going until I noticed that he left his wedding ring behind while I was putting away some of his clothes.
Ooh.
So I texted him a photo of the ring and I said, forget something? He simply replied with a smirking emoji, and I responded, okay, so we're single this weekend? Is that what you were trying to tell me? He replied, no, but I wasn't buying this being accidental, so I told him, well, that's what it looks like to me. Enjoy your weekend. Since I do all of our bills, I locked his bank card and went out to drink and party with my girlfriends. He wound up borrowing money from his friends, but told me how embarrassed he was by how I handled it. He said all of his friends now think that I'm a psycho. But what would you do in my position? Does this make me a jerk?
I don't know. I mean, he might have legitimately just forgot his ring and not have been malicious.
Well, the thing and I'm wondering, she didn't get too specific, but she said she discovered his ring while putting away clothes. Does that mean it was tucked in a drawer?
Did he hide it?
I don't know. That's almost what it sounds like. He took it off. It's like, well.
He's a big dummy. First of all, I mean, if you're going to pull that move where you want to pretend like you're single in Vegas, you wear the ring to Vegas and you take it off in Vegas.
Right.
You don't take it off and leave it in your house where she can find it, you big dope.
He also didn't respond well with the text that went back and forth.
Smirky face?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah, she dunked on him pretty hard. But I don't know that I necessarily blame her for what she did. I would not put her at jerk status. What do you think, Virginia?
I mean, I think it's kind of funny, but I think it's kind of cold, too. Luckily, he did have friends that he could borrow money from. But, I mean, if you guys share a bank account and then you lock him out of it and he's contributed half of it, that ain't cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm glad I'm
Until you catch him cheating. I mean, he's just being an idiot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was being an idiot.
Now, if you caught him cheating, lock his ass out of the bank account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for the cheaters.
No, I don't feel bad for him at all.
Okay. All right. What do you think about this? Am I the jerk for refusing to pay? About 3 weeks ago, I asked my retired neighbor for the phone number of his lawn service company so that I could get a quote for my lawn. 2 weeks ago, when they come to cut my neighbor's lawn, he tells them that I'm interested, so they cut mine too. I then get a bill for $50 for the service they provided and a charge for another $50 as they have a policy where you have to book 2 services at a time. But I didn't order the first service, and I told them I'm not going to pay. My wife thinks I'm being a jerk and that I should just pay it. Am I?
Look, there was confusion. You got the service. I think you should just pay it.
Apparently $50 is too high for him.
Don't dig your heels in on this one. Your neighbor made a mistake and your neighbor told them to go cut your grass. I wouldn't dig your heels in on this one and cause all kinds of drama. Now your neighbor's going to be pissed at you for $50. Is that what you want?
It's a lot of headache for $100.
Yeah. And you have 2 cuts coming. You got one more coming.
Right.
Suck it up.
Okay. And what do you think about this email? Am I the jerk for staying in a funeral procession? It says, I was on my way to an appointment last week when I somehow got in the middle of a funeral procession. I don't even know how it happened. I think I was just kind of daydreaming behind the wheel, and I look around like, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
What's going on here? I made a right, and then bang, I'm right there, and a bunch of cars with flashers and those magnetic signs. And I thought, oh, man, I should pull over. But then I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, am I going to cause more issues by pulling over? And then I thought, well, wait a minute. I can actually ride this out because I got to go up here and take a ride anyway. So I'm blowing through a bunch of traffic lights, and I went on for a good couple of miles. It was about 8 blocks, and I made a right to where I was going. So am I a jerk for staying in the funeral procession?
No, you did it on accident.
I think you're all right. There's greater tragedies in the world.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny, though.
The dead person doesn't care.
No.
Yeah, you'll be all right. All right, got your own situation or any thoughts on any of the emails we got? You can send us a text, 877-979-WRMF, or get us your Am I the Jerk email, mail@kvjshow.com. We got a major update here. Major update, Virginia. Jaybird is going to be heading to my hometown, Logan, Ohio, the first weekend of August for a Bigfoot festival. This is the inaugural Bigfoot festival. This is a big deal. And trying to sort out all the details. We are just several weeks away now.
Yes, it's getting close.
Can't believe I know. It's on the way. And so Jaybird just signed a big name to join him on the trip to Logan, Ohio. Jaybird, who is going to be joining you?
It's official. We just signed one sweet producer, Denny's. It's me and Denny's is going to Logan. I didn't think the witch was going, so I'd make sure I'm bringing somebody, and Denny's is taking that spot.
That'll be amazing.
Yeah.
I think he will really like Logan, and knowing that he's kind of artsy, I will plug you guys in. They have a lot of arts and craftsy type of things. They do glass blowing there in town, which I think you can even go and do it yourself.
Oh, this guy loves to blow glass.
Yeah, I figured that'd be kind of a big thing. So yeah, that's
we're so
amazing.
excited.
Yeah.
Look, Virginia, you're more than welcome to come, but I just know that there was a lot of stuff going on with you over there.
I just couldn't afford to buy my own ticket and all that stuff. I just couldn't do it right now. I'm sorry.
It was between me buying Virginia's ticket or me buying Denny's ticket. And I bought Denny's ticket.
Okay, all right.
I'm happier too.
Well, I could
honestly, it's a big production.
It is. I could tell just by talking with the witch.
I got kids.
She wanted to go, but if she didn't have kids and a husband and all that, it'd be different.
Yeah.
And it's the summer. I get it.
It's a big obligation to leave the whole family with no mom.
And I was gonna go alone.
Yeah.
And it was kind of up in the area with Denny's, and I got the news last night. It's like, I'm going, brother.
Yeah, this is going to make the trip so much better to have somebody to kind of,
Absolutely.
because you really need to, as you're going around Logan, you have to be going, did you just see that?
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of those moments.
And we can stay at your dad's house now.
Absolutely, yeah.
We can definitely stay at your dad's
house. You guys
house.
can definitely stay at the Papa's.
So we're going to get there Friday evening. We're going to leave Sunday morning.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's going to be in and out, baby.
That's beautiful.
And we're eating at the Pizza Crossing all 3 days.
Nice.
We're gonna hit all the spots.
Oh, you got to bring some back for us.
Yeah, but we got to talk about. We're going up there. We're thinking we're going to be a part of this festival. We talked to the mayor of Logan, but that was about 4 months ago.
Yeah, you know what? I'll reach out to him again. I'll get a hold of him and say, hey, is there something that we can do? I mean, we're getting you guys a lot of publicity. I know that there's other KVJ Nationers that are heading over to Logan for
That's
this
true,
as well.
yeah.
To say, hey, can he just be a part of it?
And we can tell them, too, because, I mean, we're not lying. I do a podcast about Bigfoot stuff, alien, all that kind of stuff. So to make it sound even more official, I have my heart set on me hosting the Bigfoot Cry contest.
I think that'd be a great thing. I mean, come on. They're not so jammed in year one. They're looking for things.
Just say, you need to tell me you can't give me 10 minutes on that stage?
Yeah.
I'm doing it more for the people in Florida than I
think you need to have
people in
that.
Ohio.
Well, this is the first time they've ever done it. This could build into something, with it there where people can be like, okay, I can budget for this, and other people might want to do it in following years. It might be something, if it does work out, where, okay, it's all planned. We're ready to go.
Is anybody in the KVJ chat room going? Anybody that's texting in going, let's start getting this thing together now?
We've heard from a couple of people that wrote in and said they're going.
Yeah. We did.
Because they were like, okay, you guys are going, right? Because we already booked our tickets.
In fact, I got this one email, and it says, hey, I was wondering if it would be possible to join you guys with going to the Bigfoot Fest in August. I really want to go, but I don't have anyone interested in going with me. I'm nervous about traveling alone, so I was wondering if you're allowing some people to join your trip. It'd be really cool to go with you guys. And so this is one person that sent in, True.
What their name's True?
Yeah, I'll pass on the email. It's a female, 26 years old, and they would like to be a part of it.
Also, is Jaybird still single?
Yeah. So we'll get that out. We'll respond to True and
Everyone's
say, here's what's
welcome,
going
Kevin.
down.
Everyone is welcome.
Yeah.
Especially young hot girls.
True.
All hot girls that are young are welcome.
Yeah. Here's what's going down, and then I will talk to the mayor of Logan. I'll help put together an itinerary as well, so that you know all the events that are going on, and then we'll also try to work it out, because if you can squeeze it in, it would be great. It'd be a shame to go there and not see the Hocking Hills. Try to get there and see the caves and the beauty and
Pencil Sharpener Museum.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to cram in.
Danny's got to make a contact up there, if you know what I mean.
You know what? I've got to plug you into some Meigs County Gold.
Do it.
Kevin's going to get us the best weed that Logan, Ohio
good.
can make.
They're big into it there.
And if anything shakes down, Kevin's dad can defend you legally.
I love it. I love it. It's a win-win.
He would love it.
Let's get busted with weed.
You get busted in Ohio.
Me and Dennis can't make the show on Monday. We're in Logan. We're in court.
Your dad's defending us?
That would be the amazing thing.
You two Utes.
We all go back to Logan for
What'd you
Jaybird and
say,
Denny's
Utes?
court case.
Utes?
I don't think you're upset about that. I think you kind of love it.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I think you're happy.
No, I think it'd be
I think
amazing.
you're just in a different version of my cousin Vinny.
Yes.
What a story.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I am so excited for this.
Great. Yeah.
It's really
I'm
happening.
excited to see Logan.
Me
Yeah.
too.
I've only heard tales.
I've got
Yeah.
all these visions in my head, and I'm wondering, does any of them line up with what's
Yeah.
in my head, what we've described?
Well, and I'll make sure I've got definitely a lot of good friends that are still there. So I will have, in a sense, a tour guide that will make sure that you are taken care of and that you are shown the true glory.
Is there any way a set of brothers can kick the crap out of me? I don't want to speak for Denny's.
I'll film it.
Cox
Dude.
brothers, can they just rough me up?
This ain't a Florida fight. This is an Ohio fight. I don't know if you want this.
You let them know.
I don't know if they still scrap. They may. It's probably their kids now. So
Which can equally kick my ass.
yeah. So yeah, we'll look on that. And then anybody else who's going up too. My dad is very accommodating. So RJ's like, hey, can I put a tent up in your dad's backyard? Yeah, he's right there on. He's got the woods right out behind.
Oh,
so
gosh.
you are welcome if people want to go and crash with my
Okay.
dad. We can work this
Ralston
out.
Campground.
So
Yeah.
right now our party is 5 people. Denny's, me,
Yeah.
that gentleman, we
Yeah.
got True,
the
and
hot
we,
young girl.
we have True and Drew.
Yeah.
Drew Ralston and
Yeah,
True.
and we'll post up the itinerary on our social media in case people are going. This will be kind of like the inaugural, and like I said, if it works out, it might be something where, planning out a year in advance, that we could always say, hey, this is going to be our little yearly pilgrimage.
Well, barring any kind of odd, weird roadblock, we should not miss any kind of show and be back in town and ready
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
Over a
This
weekend.
could be great. Yeah,
I'm so
'cause,
excited.
I'd love to get up there
Yes.
too and join you guys. So, yeah.
Oh, and we're gonna film everything. We'll
Oh, yeah.
FaceTime.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
Facebook everything and all that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. There'll be a lot to see, oddly enough. For a
I'm
small
very
town.
excited.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to cram it all in because there's so much stuff you want to do.
Is your dad gonna be cool with being on film? You think on
he'll be
camera?
fine. Oh, yeah, he doesn't mind.
I got a lot to talk to him about.
Oh, yeah. No, he's good with all
The
that.
other thing I keep thinking about too is Kevin told me about these boxes of his childhood toys he has at his house.
Got to go through that.
I'm
I'll
so
have
excited
that
about
ready
that.
for you. Yeah, that'll be there. So yeah, it's going to be some amazing stuff. It's the first weekend in August.
Yep.
If people were wondering.
5th,
it's just
6th, and 7th, I think.
3 weeks away.
Wow. I know,
Yeah,
no,
it's right around the
It
corner.
is so close.
It's all
Okay.
happening.
All right, so I will reach out to my friends, to my father, to the mayor. We'll,
Okay, look at this. We got a bearded Michael saying, I'm going to have to look into driving down from Michigan to go.
Yeah,
Everyone's
it's not
talking
far.
about it, Denny's.
yeah, Michigan, it's a 4-hour drive.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can
Oh,
do
that's
that.
doable.
If you're in southern Michigan.
Yeah, we can talk to nationers that are never in Florida.
Yeah. No doubt. People could,
we got numbers in Allentown. How far is Allentown from Logan?
Maybe a little bit of
All right. Well, they got time to plan it out.
yeah.
I'm just thinking of all the other nationers that are out in.
My dad's on a quiet little dead end street, so he can accommodate cars, vehicles, whatever.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I love it.
And things, if they accidentally got turned. Is Drew mad? Or is these like all these wacky
I
kids?
think he'd be all right.
I'll pray for them.
I think he'd be all right. Mom was the one you had to worry about. Mom would be out there throwing liquor bottles away, preaching to you.
Dad's the one that bought the Dockin' t-shirt.
Yeah.
How weird would it be if there was a video and it's me, Denny's, and your dad just raging? Or your dad's doing a bong rip?
It would be unbelievable. I'd be like, wow. Oh my gosh. My mom would definitely come from wherever she is, and she would have something to say about that. Yeah. Even beyond the grave, she's not going to let that fly.
She would make sure she came back.
Oh, her presence somehow would be known. Somehow.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, it looks as though Chelsea Handler and Joe Coy have broken up.
Oh, man.
After just a year together. I don't know what went wrong, but they had even made this video celebrating their first anniversary.
Okay.
And so she released it
Yeah.
anyway, along with the message that they had just broken up. So it was a little bit bizarre.
Bad timing, I guess, huh?
Back in the day, she used to always have him on her show, and she used to make fun of him. So it was kind of weird when they got together. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Right.
But I guess they blame it on their schedules for not being able to make it work. They just both have other projects that kept them apart.
Okay. So it sounds like it's at least peaceful.
Fred Durst has some kind of health scare going on. He was supposed to be concerting over in Europe. He's been playing nonstop with Limp Bizkit since Lollapalooza. And I guess his physical condition and the doctor's diagnosis is that they need to do more testing and figure out what is wrong with him. But he's facing some kind of undiagnosed health scare. Interesting.
Okay.
He said, at this time, doctors do not want me to tour. They want me to stay at the hospital and do more testing. So they don't know what it is.
If we had to be honest, it's a lot more than doctors that don't want him to tour.
Oh. And finally here, Wolfgang Van Halen, who is the son of Eddie Van Halen, is talking details about why there hasn't been a big Van Halen tribute show. I guess we heard some rumors about it. Even Jason Newsted from Metallica had gone on the record and talked about how he was approached to be a part of the whole Van Halen tribute show.
Yeah.
But it sounds like David Lee Roth was being a little difficult to work with, and they were not able to put the whole thing together. And now Wolfgang, Eddie's son, has scrapped the whole thing and said, just forget it.
It's so funny. I just saw 2 interviews with David Lee Roth. One was from the mid-'80s, one was from the late 90s.
Yeah.
And both of them were talking about how David Lee Roth was hard to work with.
Yeah, he is. And, the thing that I don't get, I don't know why they don't do this. Sammy Hagar is going to be in Boca on Saturday. And when I saw Monsters Rock, my first concert, it was Sammy Hagar that was fronting Van Halen back in the day. And he's got their bass player, which is critical to the classic Van Halen sound because he did all the backup vocals. And you really heard him. Michael Anthony is his
you've always
name.
said that about him.
That is the key to Van Halen. That's the secret sauce. Everybody's like, oh, it's Eddie's guitar playing or whoever the singer is. No, Michael Anthony was a big part of that band. And it's a twofer. They're really tight. You could get Sammy Hagar, you could get Michael Anthony, and you could still do that tour. I think the real problem is his uncle, Alex Van Halen, the drummer, who is bitter like Eddie was, and doesn't want anything to do with Sammy Hagar.
There's reports where Sammy, you don't know who to believe, but Sammy says he's tried to reach out to David Lee Roth. They've tried to be friends. He's tried to be nice to him. He said, David Lee Roth doesn't want anything to do with me.
It seems like Sammy's cool.
I've seen
Sammy's very cool.
I've
He's
seen
very
him in interviews.
relaxed.
He's very good to listen to.
He just creates cocktails for you to drink, and he just is a chill, I want to be on the beach kind of guy and play some music.
I feel like everybody else is squirrely but Sammy.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He's going to be in Boca on Saturday. Call up Sammy. You get that Van Halen reunion.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Listen up, y'all. cause here's the sitch. It's time for another round of do it, bitch. 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 Do it. Do it. Do it, bitch. Do it, bitch.
Okay, time to divide into teams here. See who's going to be facing off against whom. Who's picking the fate of their partner today?
Mr. Bird.
All right. Jaybird, you draw a name. Who's it going to be?
Don't pick the witch. Don't pick the witch. Don't pick the witch. I got Suits.
Okay.
Kid the Prodigy. I like it.
Okay. All right, so we got Jaybird and Suits versus Virginia and Denny's. And I'm going to go with Jaybird and Suits today.
That is your gravest mistake.
That'll be my pick here.
What do you want to do, Virginia?
I don't know. I'll guess. I didn't guess last week. Suits guessed.
All right, I'll gamble then.
Okay.
I'll guess this week, Suits, because I didn't guess last week either, so you can gamble, bud.
Oh, we get to gamble, Suits.
Works for me.
All right, so we're going to start off here. The challenge goes to Jaybird first here.
Oh, jeez.
I love the sighs and the moans in the room when we know Do It Bitch is on approach.
Sighs and cries.
Yep.
It's not even about the punishment. I don't like taking the L. I don't like losing on this show.
I hear
and
ya.
I lose a lot, and I'm sick of it, damn it.
Yeah.
Well, step it up.
Okay, the first topic that we've got here is religions. Different religions. Okay, Suits, how many different religions can Jaybird name in 10 seconds?
I feel like there's a decent amount of religions. I'll start at 5.
Going to go with 5. Okay, Denny's, what about Virginia?
No. I feel like a bird could get 5. I'm going to say 6.
Going to say 6. Okay, we're at 6. Suits.
7 is a lot of anything.
Yeah, it is.
Man, this is tough. I'm going to say do it.
Okay. Virginia's got to do 6 religions in 10 seconds. Your time begins now.
Methodist, Catholic, Baptist, Jewish, Episcopalian, Buddhist, Hindu.
Think we got 3
What?
out of that.
I got 7.
No, you did. All of those are different variations of Christianity.
Uh-oh, we got a holy war brewing, Denny.
But
I see what you-
Methodist is not
We
a
got a holy
religion.
war.
What you talking about, Jesus Kev?
Yeah.
I'm going to refer to Bible Kevin.
Yeah, that's not a
If
religion.
anybody
It's,
knows.
What?
Yeah. Yeah,
We got hit on a technicality, Virginia.
Episcopalian's not a religion.
Dang.
What?
Christianity is one whole umbrella.
So you're saying all of those are in just...
Protestants, Catholicism all fits under Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, Shinto.
Shinto? Now you're just making stuff up.
No,
It's a
that's actually
Japanese
religion. That's
religion.
Japanese,
Never heard
yeah.
no Shinto.
Shinto.
Oh, no, Shinto's real. I heard of it. Yeah. I think it's great, Kevin. Good call.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Technicalities first round.
Oh, this is just a
Look,
kick
he knew when he
in
said
the-
religion that was going to
He's
happen.
got- He has a Bible smile on his face right
knew that
now.
was gonna go down.
I
Religious
was
Kev.
expecting that.
He knew it was going to go down like that.
Yeah.
devilish grin.
Oh, the holy war's broken out.
Yeah.
I've been kicked.
Oh,
Yeah. Jaybird and Suits get the first point.
Amen, brother.
Okay.
Home cooking.
I mean,
Oh, my God. I'm too dumb to even argue, so whatever y'all say.
Next up is languages. Languages is what we're going to do here. Denny's, how many different languages do you think Virginia can name in 10 seconds?
I'm feeling the number. I think Virginia will start off at 6 different languages.
6. Wow. Jumping right at it. Suits, what do you think about with Jaybird? Do you want to push that number or call?
There's a lot of languages. I'm going to go 7.
Going to go 7 in 10 seconds. Denny's.
I'm going to say do it.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, boy.
7 languages in 10 seconds. Bird, your time begins now.
Spanish, English, German, French. You've got Canadian. You've got country. Creole.
Got 4.
Creole.
You're not accepting Canadian?
Man, after German, dog, I just lost it.
Yeah. It's tough.
That one is tough.
That one was tough.
Is it? Or are we just dumb? I don't know. I like it that you guys are saying it's tough.
Russian,
man.
Arabic, Italian.
Bert, it's in the news a lot.
Yeah. Okay, it's now tied at 1 apiece.
Snoots, I'm so sorry, man.
Snoot.
That's all right. We'll get the next one.
Okay.
When in doubt, when you believe in me, don't.
It's tied at 1 apiece. Goes back to Jaybird and Suits here, and we're talking about types of snakes. Types of snakes. Suits, how many types of snakes can Jaybird name in 10 seconds?
I'm going to go with 4.
4. Okay, 4 different types of snakes. Denny's, what do you think about with Virginia?
I'll bring it up to 5.
Going to 5. Suits?
I'm going to say do it, bitch.
Oh, damn it.
5 and 10. Virginia, your time begins now.
Rattlesnake, boa constrictor, python, water moccasin, cobra, ball snake, banana snake.
I mean, that was 5 without ball and banana.
Yep, she got it.
Suits, I call it G.I. Joes. They're all about cobras and stuff.
I don't know anything about G.I. Joes.
I know about snakes.
Okay, Virginia and Denny's take a 2-1
Snake knowledge.
lead.
Damn it.
That's a tricky one because that could go either way.
I don't know languages, but I know snakes.
Okay. All right, it could wrap up with this.
Oh.
Virginia and Denny's have the call. We're talking about news organizations. News organizations. News outlets. All right, Denny's, how many can Virginia name in 10 seconds?
I'm going to start off right in the middle. 5.
5. Suits, what do you think about with Jaybird?
I think Bird can do 6.
Denny's?
Oh, I'm going to say do it.
What?
6 news organizations in 10 seconds. Your time begins now.
Fox, CNN, CNBC, ABC, NBC, Fox, you got, Fox me, no!
That is 5, and the game is over.
I just couldn't think
AP,
anymore.
NPR, BBC, Reuters,
CBC.
Al Jazeera,
CBS.
Washington Post, New York Times.
Corn snake?
You're right. You know
He's
a lot
still
of
on
snakes.
snakes.
Damn it, Bird.
Oh,
Mix in some
okay.
sleep.
All right.
Sleep.
All right. Jaybird and Suits take the L. So do I. I pick them.
Oh, big dog. What's the punishment today?
Well, that's what we are going to find out next. All right, time to face off with the punishment here for the losing team and me for choosing the losers here today. Jaybird and Suits. Okay.
We're always eating and ingesting some awful crap.
This reminds me of when I had to drink lemon juice. Oh my God, it was so
don't
awful.
even
Okay, no. Let her play the role of the bad guy wrestler.
Yeah.
That's fine. But let the hate build. You son of a biscuit. You're bringing up lemon juice. Oh no, not the lemon juice. No. Oh.
Yeah, somebody had guessed, so like, let me guess, if Virginia loses, the punishment is a pedicure. Yeah. You will now go through a whole 1 hour of massage.
Brace yourself.
Oh, man.
It's spa day.
Yeah. Okay, what we're doing here is I saw a little story about Rocky is in the news. Sylvester Stallone. You know, they're turning this whole thing into a musical. And I don't know if you knew this, but Sly is putting his place together on Palm Beach. It's currently under construction. They're doing a lot of work on it, so he's got some bills he's got to pay.
I don't know if you guys heard either. There's a rumor he listens to this show. So
I've
Sly,
heard that,
if
yeah,
you're listening,
when he's in town.
I know his landscapers. No big deal.
we are the weakest name droppers.
Yeah. Well, Sly's been producing some Instagram messages that are not great for the Rocky producer, Irwin Winkler. He said that he's hoarding the rights to the franchise, and he said it's a painful subject that eats at my soul because I wanted to leave something of Rocky for my children. He's saying this Rocky is me.
From what I understand, it's really tearing Sly up how he doesn't have the rights to the Rocky franchise. And look, without Stallone, Rocky Smocky, Stallone needs a cut.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I do agree. I'm right there with you. I do agree. So one thing that Rocky did kind of make famous in his earlier movies and the training sequences was he would get up in the morning, he'd crack an egg into a cup, and he'd just drink it down.
I did this my freshman year for baseball.
Yeah.
I'd never chugged an egg before, and I chugged it, and I immediately threw up in front of my whole team. And I wasn't on the team that long, so they thought I was such a wimp. I threw it up immediately.
Are you going to Ralph again?
I don't know. It didn't settle well with my stomach.
We need to have a trash can on
If he doesn't,
standby.
I will.
Oh, yeah.
Suits is scared,
I mean,
too.
what are the chances I can actually drink this without gagging?
Barf brothers over here.
But isn't this good, though? Doesn't bodybuilders do this all the time?
I don't know if they do it all the time. No, I've never really seen a bodybuilder do it. I think this is something they did for movie stuff. There is, the slight chance of salmonella, and so they don't really, they usually they'll eat a lot of eggs, but I don't really see them cracking them and drinking them raw.
They cook them.
Is it bad that there's like 2% of me that kind of wants salmonella just because I know it'll maybe lose a little weight?
You want to throw up a little bit? Oh, you want salmonella.
It's a great diet.
Salmonella, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The salmonella diet.
So how bad is it? Have you anybody here other than Bird, Such, you ever chugged an egg before?
No, I have never chugged an egg.
I don't think I have either.
Really?
I don't. Yeah, oddly enough, I don't think I have.
I don't know how the yolk is going to go down. I don't know about that. This could be bad.
Imagine that. Getting health tips from the movie Rocky was not the right thing to do.
Yeah, I know,
Shocker.
right? Yeah. All right, so down the hatch, boys. Here we go.
Cheers.
Here's a nice little egg. Hopefully it goes down smooth.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, you got it. Oh, boy. Oh, Suits.
Oh, Suits.
Suits actually kind of barfs like a chicken.
He barfs like the family
I don't
dog.
know how I didn't. I did. Oh.
Okay.
Wow. There's still a little left in there.
All right.
Did you get it?
Yeah,
I gotta
pretty much
go
got mine
lift.
down.
You took it down?
I took it down.
Yeah, it's, you know what, to your point, you have to really open up your mouth and not get that yolk stuck on your tongue.
Oh.
You have to swallow that yolk immediately,
Yeah, it
otherwise you're
has
going
to
to
go
gag.
straight down.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you know what, it's not bad, though.
Wasn't too bad. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not as hard as lemon juice.
No. The salmonella is going to be the worst point. Yeah, we'll see with that.
A couple of days off, right?
Yeah. A couple other things going on in Palm Beach. I know a lot of times we're not too privy to what's happening over there with all the rich people, but we're talking about Sly Stallone. They're putting his place together right now. I know they're doing a lot of construction on it. He's got a new fancy gate and everything, so he should be in town, I would imagine, probably later on this year. By the time season hits, he'll probably be a full-time resident.
I love it. Yeah, you
Staying
can
here.
go over there and run into him because I know people that run into him at the breakers and
Yeah.
he doesn't sit at home. He goes out and about.
Sly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That's
he's
what
going to
they've
be spending
said.
a lot of time. I think you're going to see Sylvester Stallone around town a good bit.
Sweet.
Does he like it if you break into Rocky quotes?
Yes.
He does.
So I have heard this from my friend who does all of his landscaping and says that when people come up and they're awesome and they're sweet, he is so give it back to them the same. Awesome, sweet, takes pictures, loves the people. But he's seen people come up to him with an attitude and he gives it back to them too.
If I broke into the Rocky 3, monologue, you want to break me down? You want me to say, I was afraid, okay? I was afraid. Would he like that if I just started doing that for him?
Well, why don't you start by introducing yourself and saying
Yeah.
you're a big fan, and then maybe go into that after you realize, okay, he's into talking to me.
Wouldn't you love to see a reaction video of that, though?
Well, how would you feel if people just run up on you and start reciting lines from Grimsley at Publix?
I would love it. I go, oh my gosh, you watched it? Thank you. Please share and like.
So he's got his mansion that is getting together, but there's a mansion that's up for sale right now. Rush Limbaugh, it passed away, and he did his show on Palm Beach and lived there, and he's got a 24,000 square foot mansion on North Ocean Boulevard.
It's all the way at the end. If you just keep going north, it's like almost all the way to the very end. On the ocean side, you can't even see the house really from the street because there's so much foliage. I know because I've stalked it.
Okay, all right. How much would you guess it is on the market for right now? It is up for sale. If you want to buy Rush Limbaugh's Palm Beach mansion, 24,000 square feet, North Ocean Boulevard, What is the asking price? What is the minimum price you would have to pay to get Rush Limbaugh's mansion? What's your guess, Virginia?
I'm going to go 29 mil.
$29 million. Jay Bird, what is your guess?
I'm going to go 29 million and a penny can.
Okay. You are closer, Bird. You know how to play the game? Yes. They want a minimum of $150 million.
150.
150 to 175. They're starting like at 175. Won't take less than 150.
I always heard, too, that there's a radio station or studio there at his place.
I would imagine there would and could be. I had
He
always
calls
thought,
it that. They calls it the Excellence in Broadcasting
EIB,
Headquarters.
yeah.
It says it on the map. If you go over there on Google Maps, it says that.
Yeah.
At least it used to.
There are people that are around here that I think used to work for him, and it was always a very big secret about where his studios were because, you know, he's so politically motivated. He's worried about somebody finding it, so they didn't really disclose it much. But I thought it was maybe outside of his mansion. But easily, for the money he made and the size that he had, he could have put a studio in there easily. But I thought he had to leave his mansion to go there.
Wow, 150 mil.
Yeah. Well, and it's good, too. You know, his wife is the one that's going to be making all the money off of it. He bought that thing for $3.9 million in 1998.
I'm going to crunch the numbers. I'm going to tell you exactly what he made on a profit.
Well, he ain't made nothing. He's dead.
Well,
Yeah, she making the money.
She
is
made
making
the
the money.
smartest investment of her life, which was hooking up with him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you know how much the largest residential estate on Palm Beach costs?
Bird.
Any idea on that?
Bird.
Yeah, I'm going to throw another quiz at you here. Yeah.
110 mil.
110 mil.
Well, he just said this one's going for more than 150.
Okay, you're dumb too. You messed up. You trust me.
You're dumb in the present.
You had some dumb
I'm
moments.
dumb in the future.
You're more recently dumb.
You're dumb now.
I was wondering why Kevin was trying to look at you going, this guy is so dumb. Sorry, Donna.
Kevin, we don't listen.
Egg is kind of
This is just proving that we do not listen.
the egg is hurting my tummy.
Oh no, salmonella's kicking in.
What would you guess, Virginia?
Oh gosh.
Largest residential estate on Palm Beach. How much? It's 8 acres.
8 acres.
8 acres.
Where do you
of
even
Palm Beach real
get
estate.
8 acres?
Pretty massive.
It's gotta be 800 million.
800 million.
Way too much.
I don't know.
Way too much.
Bird, what is your revised guess?
Revised after I crunched the numbers. It's 190 mil, Kev.
190 million. Okay. You're both way off. $450 million is how much the largest residential estate on Palm Beach costs.
Wow.
Yeah. That is pretty much the most expensive home, or one of them, in America. It's owned by Ken Griffin, a name that if you don't know, you probably should know. He's a billionaire hedge fund manager, and they made news recently because he manages the Citadel. They have $50 billion worth of earnings that he is responsible for, and he's moving out of Chicago because of their high crime, and he's relocating the Citadel to Miami, but they're also doing some satellite offices on Palm Beach at the Neiman Marcus building on Worth Avenue.
Oh, that thing is empty.
Yeah, it will be until the Citadel gets in there.
Why do all these rich houses always have 45 crappers? They've got like 9,000 bedrooms and they have one kitchen. Do you think Rush has got more than one kitchen in there?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Why do rich people only have one kitchen? But
They don't.
They
They always have lots of kitchens.
Just to give you an idea, if you can relate to this guy Ken Griffin, who you probably don't know his name, but he has got some serious cash in the last 5 years. Other than owning the largest residential estate on Palm Beach for $450 million, he has purchased a $122 million mansion in London, a $59 million multi-floor condo in Chicago, a $238 million penthouse in New York, which in
Holy
2019 clocked in as the most expensive home sale in American history. That's just a little bit of his real estate portfolio this guy has.
Is he single?
No, I don't believe so.
Why are
And
you
he-
asking?
And he also bought a mansion for his mom, which is less than 1,000 yards from Mar-a-Lago.
Wow.
So that's what this guy has in residential earnings.
buy a mansion for your mom. I bought my mom a couple public subs. That was pretty nice of him.
And he's worth an estimated $25.4 billion.
Damn.
Yeah. And by the way, he went to Boca High.
No way.
Yeah.
Go Bobcats.
Yeah, go Bobcats.
So he's local.
Yeah, he grew up in South Florida, and I guess he's coming back. He's moving his family to Miami. I was talking about that Ken Griffin. He's the guy that runs the Citadel. He's a big billionaire hedge fund manager worth $25.4 billion, has the biggest place on Palm Beach, some of the biggest stuff in New York. He's got a big old place in Miami now.
Yeah, not to get him confused. It's Ken Griffey. Some people are thinking it's the baseball player. It's not.
No, this guy would dwarf Ken Griffey's earnings.
When you first said his name, that's who I thought you were talking about, but I didn't want to look dumb.
Okay.
So I didn't say nothing. I just kind of waited it out.
You know what's crazy is a guy like that has that much money. You're right. Who knows the name Ken Griffin?
Nobody does. That's why everyone's thinking, oh, yeah, he played for the Mariners.
Right. Yeah, this cat has got some of the biggest residences in America. And he's a big Palm Beacher. And Virginia, of course, looked right away. And I guess he's single.
I'm looking out for my girls out there. In October of 2015, just hours before a public trial over their prenup was to happen, he and his wife, or ex-wife, settled their divorce out of court.
All right, chat room, get on it. Go bag you a billionaire.
So,
Dang.
as
Okay.
of 2015, he's been single.
Okay.
But does that guy want to talk about snacks with you? Does he want to talk? Is he going to order a pizza and have, you see what I'm saying? Or is he going to use fancy pants the whole time?
I don't know, but I mean, I think we should give him a try, girls.
Okay. There you go.
If he wants to talk about snacks, life,
He won't, though.
religion,
He's gonna-
politics, I'll talk to him about anything he wants to talk
He's
about.
talking about numbers.
Well, last week we did the flip a coin for some people, and I checked back in yesterday to see how it went. We had the one person who asked, do I reach out to my sister who I haven't spoken to in over a month due to differences in our political views? I said, did you listen to the coin? Because the coin said, let it cool. Don't reach out just yet. And she said, nope, took the advice, steered clear. Probably for the best. Our relationship's been toxic due to the differences in our views. And I decided that I don't want any drama or toxicity in my life, regardless if it's family or not. My mental health is important, and the move is probably better for maintaining that.
You all know the rule. Don't go against the coin.
And who
She did not.
knows, in the future, come back to us. We can flip the coin again and see if enough time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a permanent thing between you and your sister. I believe that y'all should come back
Yeah.
together eventually.
I know we do call them out on Monday, but I do gotta call out the witch because a couple other people are calling her out too.
For what?
She is a weak ass coin flipper. I mean, some of the weak. I mean,
okay, yeah.
it's
She can't
not-
flip a coin very well.
It's not that good.
Oh, whatever, thumbs. You want to take it?
Look.
You'll probably flip it and break it somehow.
I'm not saying I'm gonna be any better, but there's talk about the witch.
She's
and
just bad at it.
people
Just
don't-
terrible.
You got a lot of balls.
She's not the best coin flipper.
Okay.
Riding low off the destruction of my microphone last week with your thumb. You got a lot of nerve calling out my thumb.
Let her do it again this week, Kev. And
Okay.
now the pressure is really on. All the eyeballs are watching. Let's see if she can handle the heat.
Okay.
Last week it was brutal.
Last week we had one person ask, should I tell my best friend I'm in love with them? And the coin said to let him know. And their response as to whether they have, I haven't yet got the nerve. The plan is to tell him this weekend.
Okay.
And when the coin said to tell, right?
Coin did
Yeah,
say
okay.
yes,
Coin
let
said
him
tell,
know.
but the coin didn't say you had to tell immediately. You can still take a week,
Yeah.
feel it out, baby steps. That's okay.
You're right. The coin never said you have to do it immediately. I like it. That's good. You're reading the coin.
And then we got one with somebody wanting to know their 50-50 decision. Should I get married or not? And the coin said to get married. And I asked, I said, so did you say yes to the proposal, which they had received? And they said no.
Oh, they went against the coin.
How dare you?
They said, I decided to bring my son around my partner. Well, my partner doesn't seem to get along well with my child. Says he's a spoiled brat because he enjoys gaming. He's 9. And I had caught him yelling at my son for being on the bed with dirty feet and made him sit on the floor. As he was yelling at him, what is wrong with you? And I couldn't take it. And that marked the end of our relationship.
Oh.
Wow.
You went against the coin.
which I think was probably a really good decision. That was the first time the coin really kind of blew it.
We shall see, Kevin. We shall see.
Yeah, so there you go. That is the updates on the coin flips from last week.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, I was telling you about the temperatures that they're expecting in the UK yesterday, which is just absolutely crazy because, they're typically going to be doing mid-70s, maybe low 80s for temperatures. That's what they're used to. A lot of homes in many parts of Europe don't even have air conditioning because they don't really need it. It's pretty temperate. And they were looking at Paris being at 102 degrees.
Whoa.
Crazy hot. In fact, they said that it was so hot in the UK that airports had to ground flights because the runways were melting.
Oh my God.
The runways were melting.
That's insane.
Yeah. It got that hot and people were just losing their minds because they're not used to that kind of heat. Being like, what is going on? They think that the world is ending. They were doing some crazy things too, and the doctors had to hit the airways in the UK, warning women that putting popsicles in your hoo-ha is not a safe way to beat the heat. I mean, our airports are melting, our hoo-has are cold.
If Panda was... Oh, never mind. That's podcast stuff. Never mind. I'll ask later.
But the answer is yes. The only thing you got to worry about is throwing off your pH.
But that's why you have to just take a bath right away. Make sure you get in there and,
You can get in there.
Get in there and clean her up.
So the heat is melting runways. It's got hoo-has eating popsicles, and it's giving people explosive diarrhea.
Oh, no. I didn't know that was a side effect of being hot.
Yeah, if you...
Can we go back to the popsicle story?
If you Google, can heat cause diarrhea, the answer will be yes. Google says anything that takes a toll on your body can do it, and hot weather also helps bacteria grow, so things like food poisoning can be more common during heat waves. So if you didn't know, on top of everything else you're dealing with, Europe, expect explosive diarrhea.
So if someone, let's say, yelling at you makes you real uncomfortable, technically if someone yells at you hard enough, that can give you exploding diarrhea. It makes you uncomfortable. It sounds like anything that is kind of traumatic to the body that kind of shakes you.
Some people do have that where nerves
Yes,
alone.
that's what I mean.
I have seen that. Nerves alone can give them diarrhea.
Wow. Good heavens.
I know, that would suck.
You get yelled at. You just join the army. It's
If
day
I had
one.
diarrhea every time I got yelled at, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
It'd be a damn mess.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a really hot day here in South Florida, too. So expect it to be maybe the hottest that we're going to have.
So expect diarrhea?
Yeah.
Diarrhea for all.
Yeah, strap on them diapers when you go out today. The other problems we're dealing with, traffic issues, go figure. This one on the Florida Turnpike in Central Florida. A herd of cattle was out and running around on the road yesterday, about 70 cows.
On the turnpike?
Yeah, there was a livestock truck that caught fire, and the driver had to release about 70 cows. And he's like, hey, would you guys just chill on the side of the road? Well, cows don't listen.
Do they have to pay tolls?
So they're running off all over the place, into the woods. They got wranglers out there and cowboys all in the...
Well, they're like, this is our chance. Let's make a
my
break
gosh.
for it.
They're like, you know where we're going to wind up, right?
You know we were going to the beef place.
Yeah. Knocked a guy off a motorcycle. They took his motorcycle.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's just crazy what was going on. It was at mile marker 225 in Osceola County if you're in that area. So keep an eye out for some wayward cows. Another problem, this is a crazy video caught in Savannah, Georgia. On a playground, there was apparently a 7-foot-long gator that was kind of hiding out in a bush behind a swing set.
Oh, my
I guess
gosh.
just waiting for a little tasty child snack to come along. The video features a guy who just grabbed the gator by the tail and just drug it right out.
That's a man.
The
Yeah.
dude grabbed the gator by the tail?
Yeah, he's like, get out of here, gator, get. And he pulled it right out and brought it to the city's parks department. They're like, okay, thanks.
He put it over his shoulder going, here, take care of it.
Yeah.
That is a man.
That is a man, right?
Do you think you'd be able to do that if me and Virginia in a room and a gator was about to attack us?
Yeah.
Do you think you would have the strength and...
I'd try something. I mean, a 7-footer, I could maybe deter it a bit. I would definitely do what I can.
I feel Ralston could save us. Am I dumb to think that?
I feel like Ralston should run.
I watched many seasons of the Gator Boys though back in the day.
Yeah, I feel like you could save us.
Yeah.
But you don't have to save all of us.
You gotta throw like a shirt over its head.
No, you just throw chicken at Jaybird and run.
You don't have to save all of us if you know what I mean. Kevin.
Okay, all right.
If you know what I mean.
There's a guy in Georgia that robbed a bank yesterday while dressed as an elderly woman. It's an interesting disguise.
You know, if they're looking for an elderly woman and you're a young guy, you've tricked them, but you got to make sure it's a good disguise.
That's what I'm saying. Is the disguise good, or does when you walk in go, this person's going to rob something?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he got caught, so I guess it wasn't that great. You know, there's probably some flaws in the execution.
You better pull it off, and it better be an excellent disguise, and people better think it's an old lady.
I think if we had to do that, I would make the best old lady out of all of us. I think I could sell it. I kind of walk like an old woman.
Okay. All right.
I got a lot of gray.
Okay. All right. Who makes the best old woman?
I see a lot of people on TikTok do this, where the whole group dresses like old people, and then they go out and booty shake. It's pretty funny videos.
Okay. That'd be something fun.
Yeah.
How about this? This sounds like a movie. There is a woman in West Virginia that got attacked and was left for dead in 2020. She's been in a coma ever since. Then she finally comes to. And like, who did this to you? She points in the room. She said, it was my brother.
With a hatchet.
It was my brother.
Do you think as soon as he saw her eyes open, he's like, I gotta go to the vending machine. I gotta go. Oh, who needs a coffee?
Heat-induced diarrhea.
Yeah. Talk about getting the craps.
He immediately pooped himself.
Oh, man. Yeah, if there's ever a time to get exploding diarrhea.
Man. Wow.
The sister, the brother did this.
The brother did it, left her for dead. She went into a coma when she woke up right away. She's like, he did it.
Oh my gosh.
Dang,
and he definitely did it.
With a hatchet.
They arrested him and all.
He'll have a case and all that stuff. But
Netflix special.
Man, oh man. Yep. 37-year-old drunk guy near St. Pete, Florida got arrested for misusing 911 after he called and asked them to bring his girlfriend some Sour Patch Kids candy.
They can't do that?
No, can't do that. When they showed up, he was drunk and he did not cooperate, so they had the pleasure of tasing him to get him into the handcuffs. You know they thoroughly enjoyed that.
I don't think the taser's working. Hit him again.
Yeah, hit him again. Woman in the UK couldn't keep up with her husband's libido, so apparently she bought him a inflatable doll that looks exactly like her. I guess you can do that.
Yeah,
now.
You can do that, and I saw a story today where you can make action figures that look just like you.
Okay.
You can send them out. I think they're making them for like $60 a pop.
So there you go, ladies. If you're tired of banging your disgusting husband, just get him his own inflatable doll.
That looks like you.
Look, yeah. I got an inflatable doll. It kind of looks more like Kevin than a woman, doesn't it? A little bit?
I look like that?
No, I mean more. It looks more. Stop talking, Bird.
It's got high cheekbones.
It's got high cheekbones.
Like Kevin.
It's got light hair. Yeah.
Kevin doesn't have light hair.
Light. Well,
Kevin's got dark hair.
Why you always?
Do you even know Kevin?
You always gotta correct me.
Jason, this is Kevin.
That is hair.
Kevin, this is Jason.
His hair looks light brown to me.
You've been looking at him for 15 years.
Longer than that.
He's got brown hair.
He's right. It's going on 20 years.
And how about this? We always tell you all the things you can learn from YouTube. A 16-year-old boy in California has learned how to play 117 different instruments.
Wow.
He started at the age of 6 with the drums, and by the age of 12, he could play about 44. He said that he taught himself how to play most of them, but teachers and YouTube videos have really helped him.
Huh.
And he's going to be releasing his first album next month.
Good for him.
Yeah, some cool stuff. So there you go. All right, well, how bad is body shaming in South Florida clubs? If you are going out, what is it like? How do people get in those hot little spots? How do you get the best little tables? How do you even get into some of the clubs? We got an email here from Kelsey, and she said, my friends and I, we had done a bachelorette party for my best friend in Miami this weekend. Because it is so expensive to get into events and venues in Miami, we decided to use a promoter to help us with the cost. All 10 of us paid a promoter $65 for a table and an allotted number of bottles. We showed up to the venue at the time of the reservation, and one girl in our group was in contact with the promoter as we stood outside the venue. He eventually stopped answering and never showed up after we stood outside for 45 minutes.
And you paid him up front?
Sounds like they did. Now, Kelsey will answer any questions that you have here in just a second. Later, we found out that we were not let in because he, quote, saw our group and we are, quote, whales.
Damn.
And we were not worth letting into the venue. When our friend eventually made contact with the promoter again, he told us he would not be refunding our money. I can't believe this amount of disrespect and body shaming still exists. I just wanted to shed light on this issue and hear your thoughts. I have also attached a picture of the alleged whales, as he called them. And if you're watching KVJ TV, Suits has got a photo of all the girls together, and there's even a playful video they put together showing their night of fun. You can check out. It is a compilation of the weekend. So they look like awesome girls that I would not ascribe the titles that were given to them.
The only thing missing from the photo is me.
Right?
They look like they're having a great time.
I thought it was if you pay, you play. Like, I thought that you stand in the line and you get judged on how you look if you don't pay. I thought if you pay, that's how you get a table. That's how you get in. You don't have to deal with all the judgment of the bouncer or promoter or whoever.
Well, I want to find out. In fact, coming up here in just a second, too, we're going to talk to one of my daughter's friends. He works at a big club here in South Florida. He's the one. Remember I was telling you how a lot of times they will look at how many Instagram followers you have, and you'll get certain tables based on that?
Okay.
That's what he does.
He researches the people that want tables to figure out who's got the most followers.
I'm so glad I'm old and don't care if I'm cool.
Yeah. So this is kind of a
you
snapshot.
could actually get a table, though.
I don't want a table.
This is kind of a snapshot of what it's like. If you're not in the game, you can just sit back and be like, thank God I don't have to deal with that. If you are in the game, kind of like Kelsey is, knowing some of the ins and outs, and, you know, obviously she got somebody that was not cool, and I can't believe how much money in total, Kelsey, did you give this promoter that you said, at least in your email, you didn't get back?
Hi, guys. So we used the promoter for 2 events. So total, we all paid him $150. So $65 for one event and $65 for another event, and we didn't use him for one of the events.
$65 per girl?
Yes.
How many girls?
10.
Uh-oh. No, Virginia.
Wow.
Stop doing math.
I've got my phone
$650.
out. That's $650.
So he gets $650. He just ghosts you, and you don't get your money back. And that's just, I guess, the way it goes when you go out to a club in Miami. Is that what I'm trying to understand here, Kelsey?
Yeah, we were there at the time he said to be there. He said to be there early, so we were there early. We stood outside. All of our group was there. He claims that he saw us at one point, but we never saw him. He claims that he saw our group, and we got a screenshot later from a text saying that we were whales and we wouldn't be able to get into the club anyway, so he just ghosted us.
That's unbelievable to me. Like, it just.
So it's a scam, it sounds like.
Yeah, we think that's what it feels like. And since our TikTok has kind of picked up some traction that we made, people are commenting on it saying, like, girls, if you pay anything to a promoter, like, you're being scammed because, like, promoters are supposed to be getting girls in for free and stuff like that. So we don't really know exactly.
Okay, well, I've got one of my daughter's friends on here. His name is Justin, and I'm not sure he does the kind of promoting that, you know, you were dealing with specifically, but I do know that he is part of a big old nightclub here in South Florida, and a big part of what his job is to try to find, because they do, admittedly, they try to find influencers who can make a free commercial for their club, having a great time, getting drinks, and there is favoritism, better tables, and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure, that is shown to them. So, Justin, hearing this situation, do you know what kind of promoter Kelsey had to deal with? Have you ever heard about this? Is this rampant in the industry where somebody would take $650 from a group of girls, ghost them, and then just not give them their money back? What is this, Justin?
Hey, so what's going on, guys? Kelsey, really sorry to hear, what you guys had to kind of go through here. You know, I think it's really unfortunate. No one should really have to be spoken to this way. You know, I've never really actually heard of something where a group of girls would be asked for a deposit beforehand. Usually, like Kevin said, they're getting in for free with the promoter at their table, or they're just paying for the same price as everyone else at the club. You know, so that kind of leads me to believe that, you know, this could have been a scam, and, you know, he was kind of posing as a promoter online. You know, I'm kind of curious to know if it was like from an Instagram comment or an Instagram message that you guys have got in contact with these people, but you know, it does sound a little scammy to me that it's kind of out of the ordinary that you'd be asked for a deposit up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing was that we did use him for one event. So we did get into a pool party, and we had a bottle or two at the pool party, so we were able to get into that. But then when it came to the club at night, I guess we weren't allowed entry because of the way we looked. And then he offered another club, but by that time the night was already ruined because my friends now we were all in a bad mood. And
Right.
you know.
And you stood outside for 45 minutes while he's not even returning your texts.
Right, in our heels and our dresses, like, it's just a lot.
Now, Justin, what can you tell me about this? Because, you know, hey, I guess it's just clubbing in South Florida where you're going to have to deal with, you're going to be judged on your looks. Body shaming, unfortunately, is going to be an issue. Somebody texted in and said that Club 11 in Miami is famous for body shaming and not letting people in if they aren't skinny or dressed half naked. How does that work that you've seen, Justin, in clubs? Is that a real thing that if you don't match the look, or say for Virginia and I and Jaybird, we try to go in like going, okay, the old people aren't getting in.
No, Boomer.
Yeah.
But I'm wearing my Sunday best. I mean, the real good stuff.
The good pajamas.
Is that still prevalent, or does that only happen at certain clubs, Justin?
I think it happens at just some certain clubs, and I also think it does happen if, like, your expectations are to get in for free or discounted in some way, shape, or form. You know, I think, you know, money talks, and, you know, money would just be able to get you into the club no matter what you look like.
Okay. All right. So, you know, if you don't look good, have a lot of cash.
Well, they did, but these girls got scammed.
Yeah.
And it sounds like what Justin is saying to you is don't give a deposit to a promoter. You pay at the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
I guess moving forward, well, that's what we'll do.
Now you know. But look, it's a lesson that you guys had to learn the hard way. But lots of people are probably listening right now and saw your TikTok, and you're helping other girls because you guys had to go through this awful stuff. Maybe it won't happen to other girls that are listening.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate because two girls in our group walked in front, and then the bouncer put the rope in front of one specific girl in our group, and it's just such a ridiculous thing to have to go through. Like, it's just so sad.
Yeah, I can see that.
It does suck.
Yeah.
Definitely agree.
Now, Justin, tell me a little bit, because I know Caitlin had shared with me before, you go through a lot, and how much does social media play a part in getting a table when it comes to a club in South Florida?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to like a comp table, if you have a platform, you know, I think, you know, most people would be able to get a table for free for that matter if, you know, they do have hundreds of thousands of followers. And, you know, that's just pretty much the extent of it. It's basically a way the clubs like to advertise their place.
How many followers do you need to have before a club is going to give you special treatment?
I think it's really subjective. You know, I think like around 50,000, 100,000, you're in a pretty good position to make some leverage with the club.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not allowed to go to any clubs, and I'm okay with it.
Not your thing. Not your thing. All right. Well, Kelsey, thank you so much for the email. And Justin, thank you very much. Is it okay if I say where you work, Justin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. He's at Dare Day Club Nightclub, which is at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. My daughter has shared many videos from going there, and it looks like a crazy, awesome place. Is there a certain corner where the old people need to hang out, Justin, when I come see you?
No, not at all. You'll be right there with us.
Just bring your wallet.
Yeah, okay. Right. I gotta be a guy that buys the drinks.
Hey, old man, you better bring that fat wallet.
And I really want to know, please ask your boss, would your boss be mad if someone opened up a club right next to them called Double Dare? Would that bother them, or would they like the competition?
Probably not going to fly. All right. Thank you very much, Justin. Thank you, Kelsey.
Thank you guys. I love you so much.
Absolutely.
Oh, we love you
Okay.
too, Kelsey. You too,
you too.
Justin.
Yeah. That's the tough thing though, man. There's so many people running scams on anything. You're just trying to go out with your girlfriends and have fun, and
Well, you
somebody's trying
think
to.
you're booking ahead.
Well, you don't know the ins and outs, and that is
Right.
good to know. If you see a third party promoter, clubs don't work that way. They've got their own guy. Like, he is paid by dare to put people in the right places and get the right people in that they want in the right spots. Somebody who's a third party, they're just a person who's trying to side hustle, and that's how you're going to get hustled yourself.
Pay at the door, he said.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't go for it. So a valuable lesson there. If you want to see the video, we got that posted up. But yeah, they looked fun. They looked awesome.
All these club names make me laugh. They're so edgy, man.
Dare, 11, Space.
Live,
Yeah.
death.
We just talked to KLC a little bit ago about her bachelorette party in Miami over the weekend, where they got a third-party club promoter to get them into some of the clubs, and he wound up taking their money and then left a very rude comment where they saw the screenshot and he had them quoted as whales, which was just terrible and actually not even close to accurate. And then takes their money, $650, and then boom, ghosted him and is gone. Got a text and somebody said, she sounds very hurt. They need to go to a lawyer for people like this and do something else. It's good that they're getting the word out about this individual, let people know so that they aren't victims. But as long as they don't fight back, this guy's going to be doing this again. And yeah, it's probably just part of it. And there's so many ins and outs. That's why we want to get that out there. If you are doing something like that and you're not familiar with that scene, because, there are people that understand the ins and outs of clubs. Other people don't. And so they want to put together a bachelorette party and they hire somebody, be like, oh, this guy will take care of everything. And then he stiffs you and then completely insults you and your group on top of it.
But they probably never even saw it coming because he got him into the first party, the pool party.
Yeah.
And they got bottles and they were poolside.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, we're set. This guy's reliable.
Yeah. It's just kind of a different world, and that's why, if you're not in it a lot, knowing how it works is kind of crazy. Somebody said, it's not necessarily a club, but I worked at a very trendy Asian restaurant in Miami, and in the reservation management system, we had colors to tag customers' profiles in our system by how much money they spend, and then there was another color that they used to tag pretty people. They would map out the reservations for the night using this system, so you had the rich, pretty people there where everybody would see as they're coming in. So, for instance, like an older, bigger spender, the men were aware of this, and the managers would seat pretty young girls near them on purpose. Everything in Miami works this way. So that's kind of it. There's two things. It's your beauty and it's your money.
I want to see if I'm color-coded anywhere. What if I go in there, I'm color-coded ugly?
Oh, boy.
How'd that feel like?
Oh, she'll come back the next. Kev, I got to get a face transplant, Kev. I got to get a cosmetic surgery.
My reservation came up purple.
Oh, she would get everything.
Purple's ugly.
Purple doesn't sound bad. If I were a Miami color code, I'd be beige. Like that'd just be
boring.
Yeah, just beige. He's beige.
Mine would be an aging gray.
That okay.
Like a gunmetal.
Yeah, exactly. Like gunpowder.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting world to go to. And we had a couple invitations to Miami Swim Week. There was a lot of stuff that was going on there. And after seeing what was really trending, I'm kind of bummed that I didn't go on Saturday night. They had a fun little event at, how do you say, is it Faina Forum? How do you, F-A?
The Faina.
Faina.
Yes, that's the one. I went there because they have this sexy burlesque show.
Okay. Oh, yeah?
It's a hotel. It's got a theater. It's a very cool hotel. Very expensive.
Okay.
And the sexy burlesque show is like $200 a ticket.
Jeez.
What do you find sexy about it?
The topless ladies and men. It's very sensual.
I love hearing Virginia talk about things that quote unquote turn her on, Kevin.
Yeah.
You would love it.
It's sensual, Jay.
Oh, Kev, it's so sensual. You get in the bushes, oh, Kev.
I don't even get you.
I would love to hear you read some hot romance novels. I want to hear you get down and dirty. I think it'd be good.
You don't think her voice is sexy?
Whatever.
I never-
You go home and tug it to this voice. Tell the truth. Why?
Consensual.
Yeah.
I just got a
know
visual
you
between the two
love
of
it.
you.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what I told
Jaber's going to go and play this segment back.
It's sensual. They're topless.
So at the Faena Forum on Saturday night, part of Miami Swim Week, they had South Florida designer Joe Alvarez, otherwise known as the King of Tape. He sent models down the runway in swimsuits made of just tape.
Oh.
I think this is kind of his thing. I think he's done this before, but they get very really, the models are completely nude. It's amazing. Some of it's like really shiny tape, metallic looking tape. It's not like what you would think is tape. In fact, it's special kind of tape. Apparently, the adhesive is made especially for skin and doesn't leave any residue or cause pain when you take it off.
No one has to lose an areola.
No, nothing like that. But the crazy thing about it, so you're cutting out, and so it's not anything practical. You're not going to wear this, but imagine if you had a trendy Miami event, you would just wear it for that. But you better map out a lot of time. One of the models said it took 12 hours. And I can't imagine that because it's not like she even had a lot of tape on her body. There's
12 hours?
She's mainly naked, but she's, got the downstairs covered in kind of a flume type of tape thing, and then her top is kind of covered.
And was I wrong? Was there a little bit of fur? There was no. It kind of wasn't. What
are we talking about?
The tape was covering her privates,
Yeah.
but I think there was still hair down there.
The one that I saw, the video, it looked like she had to be completely clean shaven.
The Baldy Rinaldi?
Yeah. Yeah, I did not notice any
Very
hair.
sensual.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would imagine that even if, the adhesive doesn't stick to the skin, hair would probably
Oh my
snag.
gosh. Tape plus hair is a nightmare.
Well, if we're gonna recreate this thing, we have to really work it out. First of all, I'm gonna need someone to help me with the tape.
Yeah, and I will get the strongest duct tape. But do we have pictures of all these models?
We do.
Okay.
We can get gorilla tape.
Yeah.
That stuff is real. But let me tell you what, I may lose a nard when you take that off.
Yeah, that's why I think the key to what he has is that he has special tape that works for the skin.
He's got a special budget, too. We got duct tape money.
I can get duct tape or gorilla tape at Publix, Kevin, here in under an hour. And it's going to be under $20. So, yeah, we're not working with much. I just don't want to rip off my private parts. But I want to go full gorilla with
We
this.
should Baldy Rinaldi you and then tape you.
We're talking Bickett. Bicking is next level, man. I'm all good for a good buzz cut down there. But when we start going,
Any hair is going to be stuck in the tape.
when we start doing the Dr. Phil downstairs,
Yeah, that's going to be very
that's
painful.
how the ingrown hairs happen, Virginia.
Look, do you want to be an artist or not?
Do I want to be a model? No, I hear you. Do I want to?
This is about art. This is about sexy. This is about sensual.
I think we're gonna have.
sensual.
I think we're gonna have
It's
to.
going to be
Have,
so sensual.
I think we can go low, but it's gonna have to be a buzz cut. I don't think we're going. I don't think we're going.
Well, you're on your own for that part of the project. You trim up the jewels, and I will affix the tape.
Okay. Well, if you want to know what it looked like, this is the girl that I was talking about. You can see that is what the tape bikini looked like if you're watching KVJ TV.
Okay, we could do that.
You can see smooth down below, but it took some artwork on top of it just to make the
Oh, it is
tape top.
Kevin, it is. That's not the one I was looking at. That is real smooth.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to tuck.
I don't
you.
know, man.
We're gonna have to tuck your
And
penis.
then here's what more of the models look like on Saturday night for Miami Swim Week.
Okay,
in the
maybe-
tape bikinis.
I'm thinking I might have looked at it quick, and I'm thinking the tape was the hair.
That's not hair.
I'm getting it now.
Okay. Now
I
he's
mean,
getting it.
they are straight up.
They're pretty
Baldy
much
Rinaldi.
yeah. I mean, they're pretty much naked. If you went to the show, yeah, these girls are for the most part naked with just a little bit of tape on them.
And when I said the Dr. Phil, no, I don't want to keep part of the hair and then make it bald. That was probably the wrong person to say. They're going, you want the Dr. Phil down there, Bird? That means you'd shave it.
the
And then,
Bozo the Clown.
and then have
No.
just a
You got to take
tuft of hair.
all the hair off.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think we have to even probably go into the bridge area. All
Yeah.
right.
So there you go. That was apparently one of the big things that happened if you were like me and you did not not attend Miami Swim Week, that is what you missed. Basically, naked chicks with a little bit of tape on their bodies.
And now you're filled with regret.
Harry Styles, As It Was. That song is crushing and has now spent 10 weeks at number 1.
Damn, Harry.
That big old stuff, right?
Yeah.
Big old stuff. All right, well, I think this is really some valuable information. In fact, I wish I could go back and tell a younger Kev, this is kind of a big deal. Pay attention, dog. Passive versus active responsibility. This is according to a marriage therapist. She says that the top complaint from wives is that their husbands don't practice active responsibilities. What exactly is that?
Active responsibility would be you looking around the house for things that you could do and taking responsibility for the things that need to happen within the house. Passive responsibility, being available to help, but waiting for somebody to tell you what needs to be done. When it comes to household chores and childcare, which one are you doing? Are you taking passive responsibility or active responsibility for the things that need to get done? This is one of the top things that I hear from women as a complaint, saying that their husbands are waiting for them to tell them what needs to be done. And they're really looking for a partner in life who is actively responsible for the house and for the children and not waiting for their wife to tell them what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Get off your ass, Jay Bird.
You can tell that woman nags.
Because she has to.
Oh, she loves to
You
nag.
put her in a position where she has to tell you to do stuff.
You can tell that who's ever married to her is just, oh my gosh, please let me die.
I did that for too long. I did the passive responsibility where I'm like, maybe I'll get to it, maybe I won't. And there was a little bit of animosity that would always kind of happen. And then I'm like, why are you just so pissy to the queen? And she was like, because, like, what are you doing? She's like, what do you do around here? She's like, I do the dishes, I do this, I do that. And I was like, okay, at that moment, I was kind of like, all right, well, I'll show you. And I'm going to jump up. And now I'm the bed maker. I do the dishes. I'm the one that's cleaning up the backyard. I've got my things. And I make sure that they're always done and always clean so there's no complaints. I know a lot of times you go around and you'll see it's not done. And immediately that does build up some kind of resentment. I know how I feel if there's somebody that's supposed to have a responsibility and they don't do it. And you're like, come on, man. I don't have to ride you all the time. And it does make sense. It'll make your marriage and relationship a lot easier if you take active responsibility. And to me, I find it easy to just claim it. Say, you know what? That's mine, that's mine, that's mine. You don't even worry or think about it.
Just another person trying to divide the genders against each other.
No, you're just a bum.
No, because there's human, whatever. Stop taking the bait, Bird.
There's what?
Stop taking the bait. There's women, there's men, there's humans that
I'm
act
not saying
that-
it's a
not
gender.
You, not
It's-
you, not you.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
talking about you.
Yeah.
I'm specifically calling you a bum.
I love you, Kevin. That woman you played with the clip was annoying.
I think it's for both. It can flip the other way. I'm kind of a neat freak. In fact, anymore around the house, it's probably the other way now, where I'm the one that's doing a lot of stuff. And you're like, hey, can you pick up a few things? It used to be earlier in our relationship, the queen was better at making sure all those things were done. Now I'm probably a little bit better. And so, it does have to be equal. Because, don't think old Kev can't get resentful. Be like, hey, you clean something up around here, woman.
I have a feeling her husband just stares out the window a lot.
Well, I'll tell you, honestly, I think this is something that I learned the hard way after time. If you want less resentment in your relationship, just be active in your responsibilities. Don't sit there and be like, you know what, they'll get to it.
Your wife is not your mom.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have to tell you to clean up your room.
Well, and your husband's not necessarily your maid. You got to both tackle it together.
Thank you, Kevin, for keeping it balanced.
That's
And
right,
It's not
Bird.
just this gender war.
It's not.
Virginia, she wants to set it off, y'all.
No, you both got to have your
I just
things.
want to set you off.
She
And
wants to
look,
set it off.
Achievement.
Whatever.
You're all pissed.
Whatever.
The vein in your neck's popping out.
Get out. That's how I was born, dog. I talk that way. I used to get made fun of it all the time in school. Thanks for bringing that up.
Well, coming up here, we got a KVJ After the Show podcast. If you've never checked it out, you can get it anywhere that you get your podcast. We're even on Spotify and the WRMF app, which you can download for free, not only to listen to our show live, but the podcast and to win tickets to the weekend at Hard Rock Stadium with Doja Cat on August 6th. Just tap the track when you hear a weekend song play. And you can also watch us on YouTube, where we're going to have the After the Show podcast live here in the next 10 minutes. Before we get to that, though, it is Bird's job to wrap us all up here. He's got a little thought for you today to put life into perspective. What you got today, Bird?
Most of us will never be the best at anything we do, but that isn't a reason to not do it.
Okay.
Stay the course. Love each other. Call your parents. Call your parents. Okay.
Is this thing over yet?
That's it, huh?
He knew it wasn't that great, so he kept trying to add stuff onto it to make it better. But I think he did the opposite.
He realized he didn't have bricks to build a house.
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
And I realized that because whatever, it just didn't work out. I had a better thought.
No excuses, Pennington.
Halfway through, I go, it's kind of depressing. Love your parents.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.